Sorry, we look like crap, but we couldn't stay away from you guys. We missed you too much. How are you doing? So let's start at the start. Hello, Stella. Holy smokes, yeah. Hey, you don't know me. How's your big C doing? We are getting off the back end of it again. Uh, hey, Miss Lisa Jones. Miss Lisa Jones. Miss Lisa Jones. You don't know me. So, yeah, hi. Wow. And first, let me start by saying our deepest condolences to our UK friends for the passing of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Um, yeah, that's all that's in the news lately. Well, the parts that we can actually get when we don't have load shedding. Thanks a lot for that, South Africa. Anyway, other than that, yeah, but we're getting there. We're doing a lot better than what we did do, which is why we've been away for so long. It's just, yeah, it's it's been a thing. So yeah, um, must say that there was quite a few awesome things that have been happening. I mean, not awesome in the sense of it being awesome that the Queen died. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, some parts of the funeral procession and stuff that we've been able to see, that's wow, miraculously done. Um, Other than that, uh, YouTube and the things that have happened on YouTube. No, we missed a lot. And by the sounds of it, it's a good thing that we missed a lot. Hey there, wee Scottish Ma, we missed you too. Sorry we haven't been around. Stella and I have had the big C, which incapacitated us for a while. So yeah, we're back in the best capacity possible, looking like shit, but we're here. um, so yeah, I'm actually quite curious whether we'll be seeing our dear wee friend, the other wee friend. Hey, who said what? Because um, yeah, I'm sure she's wanting to give me a scolding for being away for so long, and yeah, not being here to help out with the soothing things. Hey there, Sassy Brenda. Our bucket list is holes. Happy birthday. What was the date? 31st. The 31st. 31st. Happy birthday for the 31st. Our dear Miss Debbie. Our dear Mr. Our bucket list has holes. We are so terribly sorry that we were not here to do a live for you. We were horribly and terribly sick. And you would not have wanted us on a live stream. Hey there, Miss Kimmy. How are you doing? Congratulations on your 500 subs and your community tab. We're so happy for you. And so happy that you got to that point because, damn, if there's anybody who deserves that, that would be definitely be you. So, yeah, let's start kicking this thing. Copy that link for you quickly. If anybody wants to come up and say hi, there you go. So yeah, we've missed a lot. Sorry, we're not up to date on the latest news or whatever fuckery has been happening. Um, we've just heard that there has been a lot of fuckery happening. Um, apparently also a lot of sick people on YouTube. That is one of the points why we were not here. When you're sick, you need to recover. You don't need to sit your ass on YouTube the whole day. So, yeah, fuckery is a kinder description. Yeah, yeah. Which would have gone into my title for this evening. 43 Choices in Jail. That I did see, though. I was lucky enough. Our dear friend, Frosty Ewok, sent me a message saying, "Hey, guess what? I'm here to make your day better." uh, so, yeah, that is good. Uh, oh, he did? Well, ain't that interesting? I wonder if Mrs. Washon was there alongside him. uh, well, that's interesting. Hey, we have Miss Kimmy. Hello there, Miss Kimmy. Hi there, pie in the sky.
Lovely. How are you today?
I am doing awesomely now that you're here.
Oh, that's good.
I'm so happy to see you're doing lives, and I love the music.
Oh, thank you. Have you seen Pendar's daughter's dragon yet? That she designed?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I saw that.
That's gonna be my new purse.
Brilliant, brilliant.
I told Stella, instead of getting a tattoo on my back, when I go see my psychiatrist, because he knew I was going to get a tattoo, I'm going to go in with this hanging off my shoulder and saying, I decided against the pain that I decided to get this instead. So, and watch his face when. So.
You want to know something funny, Miss Kimmy? You know Stella is that strength within chick in the UK, right?
Yeah.
And she's also my wife, Stella. But
Is
there's
she?
two different Stellas. So the Stella that you have in your chat under the chat name Stella is my Stella.
Oh, okay. I thought it was my Stella from Strength Within.
Oh, she saw that the other night. She said, I don't think she realizes I'm not that Stella.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I saw her in there because I rewatch my lives, to make sure I don't mess up.
So you see that Stella?
So, oh, okay. Hi.
That Stella is Stella. Her chat
Okay.
name, her chat name in the chat room is just Stella.
Okay. Yeah. That's where when I rewatch my live after, I'm going, oh my goodness, because I've seen a couple of people said some nutty things, to me that I didn't really catch.
Yeah.
So, because I know I had to mod a couple of people because they're like really cool people that have helped me a lot, So,
yeah.
But today I'm in my jammies, so I don't have any people on.
I'm sitting here.
And no bra, going braless. I don't have a jock strap on like the guys go.
Everything's hanging loose, but it is 8 p.m. over here, so it's long past the time of wearing a bra.
Oh, I know, Like if guys only knew what it was like to have their what's tied up, they would never talk about us taking off our bras.
That's true.
So it's not mental torture, it's McGuppy torture.
And you know one thing you say that I just love every time you say it? I burst into giggles whenever you say, good Lord, love a duck.
Oh, I know,
That's brilliant. Love it.
Well, it's better for me. It's better than swearing, So, but I have one subscriber that her granddaughter just called her bird Kimmy.
Good.
So yeah. So I have more people calling their animals Kimmy Monster or Kimmy. And it's like, well, at least it's a good following. They're animals that are better than people.
Yeah,
So
in lots of ways, lots of animals are better than lots of people.
yeah. Because
They are smart.
I have a dwarf goat that's named Kimmy Monster that does this, where they just and then
The
they're
fake.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You should put that on the live stream sometime because I know I'd love to see it.
oh
I've
I got
never
it.
never
I
in my life seen a painting goat.
Well, that's what I see. You got to look them up. They are so funny. But I have to find, because I don't know how to use my computer, I got to find where she sent me the video of it. And you got to see it so little and pretty. It's like a little white thing just following the mummy, eh? But
Yeah.
I haven't seen any new videos of it's Joy who's, I don't know if you've seen her, Joy R in the
Yeah.
chat. That's the
Yeah.
mummy of the goat. So,
Cool.
but she has her own farm and everything. Like her hubby is like the little boy who had little cars and stuff, and now he's the big boy with all the big toys and stuff. So,
Wow.
so isn't it sad about the queen passing?
It is most definitely. We've only been able to watch bits and pieces of it. Haven't actually been able to watch like a whole live stream of the procession and all that because with our load shedding that we've got, with our power being switched off so much, when there's no power, there's obviously no computer, no Wi Fi, no internet. So,
Yeah,
yeah, we sit in the dark for a bit and we wait. And when it comes back on, we try to catch up again.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's where I said to Pender, when I'm on your stream, I can't I can't see the chat, so I don't know what anybody's saying, which is could probably a good thing. So
Well, you're on your computer now, aren't you?
yeah,
Okay. You'll see there should be a little thingy that is lit up that says chat.
okay,
It'll be able to show you chat. What I'm going to do something because I've been wanting to do it for a little while now. And I even sent Pendar an email and I said to her that I really wanted to do it, but then I got sick.
yeah,
I want to put together a little video, a how to video for you on
yeah,
how to do all these things that you would like to do. Like how to, you said previously you didn't know how to bring people up on panel, but I see now you got that right. You know how to do that. What I want to show you is how to use specific different streaming platforms and
okay,
anything else that you would like to learn how to do for your channel.
yeah,
So
yeah.
um, I would most definitely like to help you do that. So if there is any specific thing you would like to learn how to do, just let me know what that is and I'll make you a little how to video.
Okay, that'd be wonderful. Because
Yeah.
I the last time I was here, I was giggling so much that I now that you finally realize that it's Stella isn't Stella, so that poor other Stella, I had told her about the purse and everything that in her life she was laughing and crying at the same time because she did the banana recipe and she didn't put like any of the baking powder in and she's going, they were rocks, they didn't even rise. And so I said, well, don't feel bad, I almost forgot the butter unless my microwave beeped. So we all make mistakes.
Yeah, but I must say that look did look yummy. Not the one to Stella because I didn't see hers. I saw yours though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they turned out really nice and round. and
Yeah,
it
they did.
and in 35 minutes they were done, like and out of the oven, like
Yeah.
so.
I remember
But
what were you were making something the last time we were on live stream. It wasn't banana bread. It was lasagna. You were making lasagna the last time that we were on live stream together.
yeah, well, all you have, I don't know if you can get them there. It's we get the noodles that are already, you can just put them right in the pan. You don't have to boil them.
Yeah.
And all I do is just use a 9 by 13 cake pan, and I layer it with three noodles on each side and then break one to make the other one fit. And then just put ricotta cheese and then your hamburger and your sauce. And then I do 3 layers now because if I do more than that, it poofs over.
Yeah.
But I do when I do it, I do about 5 pans at a time.
Wow.
So
It sounds yummy.
yeah, it's great because if somebody comes over, all you have to do is just go poof. There we go. There's dinner, and
Yeah.
it'll feed about 12 people because that
Yeah.
this pieces come out like this. And if anybody eats anything bigger than that, they're gonna get fatties.
They're gonna be a new shape. It's called round.
Yes, yes, very nice and round. I went. I Today I went in there and I got my needle in my ass. My bum sore.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah. Every 3 weeks I get my needle to make sure I'm sane. Okay, I'm here. This is your brain with getting a needle.
Yeah.
So
Well, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, but I think you're wonderfully awesome whether you're getting your shots or not. I
oh well,
just don't like it when people try to bully you on YouTube. That is one thing I do not like.
no, that's where I found it. Everybody's been so gracious and everybody's saying stop it, and that's where Pendar, when I noticed that you were on live, I went, oh, I gotta go say hi. So
Well,
wave
it's
at down
awesome.
for me.
Yeah, no, I just wish that those that are talking jack shit about you would just leave you alone.
Yeah,
Because
but
what
yeah,
what was done to you previously is deplorable.
yeah, but they're not stopping though. That's what's the weird thing is I don't understand why don't they just stop? Like,
I think I think it's because it gets them attention. Even if it's negative attention, it still gets them attention because they know they will get people in their chat coming in there to defend you, who they can then fight over, and it will cause so many more views on that live stream that they're trying to do, that it would end up making them money at the end of the day.
because I like with that being well Bob and Lori, I unsubbed to them and all their channels, like how many they were that I was subscribed to. So I don't even know what's going on now. So when I hear that they're still talking about me, it's like, well, what are you gonna say now? Like really? So
Uh, I remember it was what, yesterday or the day before. Um, I saw they were doing a live stream and it had your picture on it. And I went in there. As I went in there, I started typing them a message to say, you know what, leave Kimmy alone. Deal with your own lives and your own shit. Leave Kimmy alone. And as I was typing out the message, wanting to send it, the power went out. So yeah, at the end of the day, couldn't send it. And when I got back on, they were done already.
yeah. But she doesn't realize, and Bob doesn't realize, everything that they do to me, it's only making them look bad
Yeah.
because I'm not upset about it. It's only making them look like fools, and
I
everybody that
know.
in there and says stop it, and like take your wrench and shove it. It's almost like take your job and shove it right up your you know what, you know? So
And the other thing is, it's also getting you subscribers because they're talking crap about you. It's making people curious. So people come over to your channel
yeah.
and they sit and they watch something and they realize, hey, but this chick ain't as bad as they're making her out to be. She's
I'm just
actually quite. And
yeah.
then they subscribe.
Yeah, and it's just I'm just upside down some days and some days I'm not.
I love it. I love it when you're upside down though, because
I know.
especially when you sit there and you're like, I can't get this damn camera right. It keeps putting me the wrong way around.
Well,
And,
it,
and Stella
I
and I sit here and I'm like, oh damn, I just wish I could go help her.
but the one day you know, Griffey, I think it's a male computer because the more I played with it and did this, all of a sudden I was upside right and I went, maybe I
Yeah.
gotta fiddle with it every once in a while, give it a little bit of foreplay. Make it enlarge somehow. So
That does make sense. Magically enough, you have to play with it for a bit and then it'll work.
because I'll sit there and I'll do this and do this. Or when I went into Cher's channel that time and I went boom like this and hers froze, that was the most freaky thing that ever happened. It was like bada boom, bada bing, boom. And hers froze. And it was like, cool. The Esposito brother that passed away went and bada boomed her computer right through the internet.
Well, I would have said that was her just dessert.
Yeah. That's what I always say when somebody gets something bad. It's or their karma. I always say it's their just desserts as well. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, since Queen Elizabeth died and everybody seems to be watching everything regarding Queen Elizabeth, Stella and I made the happy discovery that we actually have the series on our computer, The Crown, which
oh,
covers the life of Queen Elizabeth from the start, from where her father died, where she became queen, onwards. Now,
that's
apparently, there's already 4 seasons of it, and
oh
the
yeah,
fifth one is out in
see,
November.
yeah, it's a good series.
So, yeah, when we do have electricity and we're laying in bed trying to recuperate off this big C word, that's what we're doing. We're watching The Crown.
Yeah, I've started watching The House of the Dragon again.
Oh,
It's the prequel to the Game of the Thrones.
Thrones, yeah.
Oh, I watched 7 years of that. The winter's coming, and in 2.5 shows, all of a sudden winter came and went, and it was like, what the hell? They rushed that part. It was like, really? That's it?
I personally, when I was watching Game of Thrones and I got to the last episode of season 8. After I watched that, I said to Stella, if we ever do a rewatch of Game of Thrones, we stop watching before the last episode because I don't want to see the Dragon Queen dying.
No,
To
no, I
me,
didn't.
that
No, they should have had it where she went off somewhere. Like I don't think she should have died. She went a little wackadoodle, burning everybody, but like
yeah.
really,
On the one hand, I understand why she went a little wackadoodle. I don't agree with it, but I understand why.
yeah,
And I just think it could have been done better.
yeah,
It's not that don't get me wrong, it's not that I'm complaining, it was very well done, but as an avid fan, I wanted it different, which is why I enjoy playing computer games where you have choices and your choices affect how your gameplay goes from that point on. I mean,
Yeah.
like if you play, um, let's say, one of the Assassin's Creed games, like the latest one, and you take certain choices, there are consequences to your choices. So you can change your own story the way you want it. That is one thing that I love doing. You can't do that when you're watching a mini series saying, I
Yeah.
don't want the Dragon Queen to die, damn it.
Yeah. Well, what
So,
they made it look like a woman cannot take power without destroying everything. Like that's what they made it look like. Was
yeah,
she took down everybody who was close to her,
yeah.
whereas most women don't do that.
No,
They Most women will bond with other women and they'll take out men if they start, or they'll out females that are, you know, like when I was in the on the mental ward, all of a sudden I got when one of the nights I got stuck in behind the blocked walls is because I said, a lot of you people in here are just a bunch of itches, and instead of saying bitches, I said itches. Why, that ended me up in behind the locked walls, and I'm going, what did I say wrong? And they went, well, this girl over here, she's having a sex change to be, she's in transition to being a sex change. And I said, but I didn't know that. How come I ended up back here? So they
yeah,
ended up keeping me in there for like 20 hours. And I was still sitting there like with my hands tapping, going, you better get me my polymer clay and my husband's sweatshirt that he has with his smell on it in here so I can sleep with that, or I'm not going to calm down.
yeah,
So, needless to say, they brought me my polymer clay, but I said, you have no many, if you knew how many women I knew that were lesbian or gay or even men, I said, half my hockey team were. Like,
yeah,
and like the women that I know now, I know at least two or three couples that have been together for 30 and 40 years. Like
yeah.
women are more devoted to each other than a man and a woman, you know?
Very true.
Because like half the time the man will stray because I'll tell you this right now. We were grocery shopping and my husband was standing while I was waiting to put the groceries on the table thing. All of a
Yeah.
sudden this lady goes by and I see him and I watching him watch her butt, eh? As she walks by. And then I catch him and I look at him and I went smiled like this, eh? Like, yeah, I caught you, you. His whole face went beet red, eh? Then I turned around and he went and he looked the other way and I looked at him again and I went, caught you. So as we're coming home, he goes, but you had a nice ass, babe. I said, well, you're allowed to look.
Well, that is the one thing that Stella and I have in common. We can both walk down the street, spot a woman with a nice ass, and both say she has a nice ass.
I'd say I would say things to him too. Like if I saw a beautiful woman, I'm going, "Hey, hey, I'd do her too if I had a chance."
Well, that is technically celebratory of another thing because today, on the 14th of September, was officially Stella's divorce day. So
Oh,
we're celebrating and we're talking about the fact that her ex husband went into a bar and proclaimed to everybody that his wife left him for another woman,
oh,
which was
gee.
not the case, but still, I'll take credit. I'll take credit for it.
But oh, darn for him, eh?
He really doesn't realize that the other men in there would say, well, what a shitty man you were then if she left
Yeah,
you for a woman.
yeah. It's like You weren't taking care of business, darling. What happened? Like,
That's even better. I'm actually looking forward to some other family reunion where I get to go stand next to him and say, I don't even need that equipment and I'll make her happier.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. There's so many toys that you can do without having to like wait for that thing. Is it gonna get up or is it?
And the best part, that thing never goes down.
Yeah, yeah. All we just have to do is put batteries in it or not. We all have our toys. You made me think of a time. Okay, I'm going to get really open here. We had an egg with the remote control.
Yeah.
We went out for dinner, and
Ooh,
there.
you did a
So
Meg Ryan thing.
yeah, kind of, sort of. All of a sudden, we're talking and stuff, and he wouldn't let me know when he's doing it. All of a sudden, it was like I'm talking away, and all of a sudden, it was like, vroom, wow, like, hi, how you doing? Everybody does, but you can't hear it. But he was sitting there just a giggling every time he would push the button on that remote controlling thing.
You
So
want to hear something funny, Miss Kimmy? We have one of those eggy things, right? And I said to Stella that the next time we go out, I wanted to do that. So I'm still
yeah,
waiting for that opportunity because I definitely want to be doing that and recording her expression.
yeah, yeah. See, Stella, you're going to be in trouble. I had nothing to do with it.
She's gonna have a Meg Ryan. Oh,
Or she'll be screaming, "Good Lord, love a duck!" Oh my God, you're going to have me crying today. Oh, so when does your rolling power go out?
oh well. We're pretty safe for now. The next blackout would only be at about 1 a.m.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, we're still good.
I don't want to take up all your time and everything because I'm sure
No,
I
no.
want to come up and talk.
I love chatting with you.
Or everybody's going, she really didn't do that, did she? Yeah, we did.
I think you'll come to realize that all the ladies that enter this chat room are very open and fun loving when it comes to all aspects of life. So even stories like that, we live for it.
Yeah. Or they're
I
all
mean,
going to go out and buy an egg. Here, honey, you want to have some power?
let me
if
put some spark back in you.
if egg sales go up, we know it's because of you and me. Or everybody looked around in the restaurant going, I wonder if they have one of those thingies.
You see, we Scottish Ma said we should please video it. And Lisa Jones says we don't give a shit here. And so
Oh,
yeah, that's the one thing I love about this platform. Same with your platform, is the fact that we have like-minded people who we can sit and talk about anything,
yeah.
and it's it's never a problem. There aren't any fighting or people getting pissed off at this one, that one, or the other one. I mean, yeah, when we get pissed off over here, it's generally because some other content creator is acting like a complete asshole.
Yeah.
But other than that, anything goes.
Yeah. Well, somebody wanted me to stop Nicolina as my mod, but in the other Stella's chat, and I'm going, well, if you got timed out by somebody in my channel, they are looking out for my ass
Yeah.
because the people that I named as my mods are strong, powerful women and have been right, like Katie and Joni and Pendar, and like there's other ones like, and did you catch that? They
Yeah.
have been Anna, like they were the ones that right from the start of the bullying that I went to right away. I went to men to help me, and not one out of the two men, not one helped me. I would say, but you don't understand. The police came to my door and said I threatened to hurt somebody. Like, really? Me? I'm going to hurt somebody? I'll make you giggle before I do that.
One of them was that Unreal Griff, right?
Yes. Yeah.
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 That guy's an asshole.
Yeah. Because all of a sudden now he's answering his emails that I wrote him before. That if he would have read my emails, he wouldn't have made 5 lives where he was going after Katie and Anna and Joni. And then in the middle of his lives, I'm going, well, why didn't you just answer my email? I asked you if you were a cop. You're doing this whole live for nothing.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
No, there I agree. That guy's a complete asshole. And the
Yeah.
same with Bob and Lori. Can't stand them.
Yeah. Well, especially since the son sees orbs like I do. Like he sees them, and he doxed his own son. It wasn't me. He brought his son to say, talk to her. So
Yeah.
as I'm saying, like, you see things like this, I said, don't be scared. Like you're
Yeah.
like me, and he's 12.
Yeah.
So me being able to tell this little guy, hey, it's okay, don't be scared. It's just
Yeah.
you're able to see things like me, and I'm 61, and I was so grateful to have Bob say, talk to her. And then now
Yeah.
all of a sudden I'm the bad person now. So, but I'll
No.
tell you, I will meet his son because I'll have his ruins for him that I have found, that I've got discs that I'll have them in a leather bag. Because Adam, it doesn't matter what his father says or Lori says or anybody says, he saw me
Yeah.
because both see orbs.
Yeah.
So, and that's it. It's only say 10 years. I'm 61. I'll be 71.
Yeah.
Like I know I have a bloodline that'll live till hundreds because
Yeah.
my Babas and Guidos were close to 100-year old. My mother's 84.
Yeah.
So, but
That's the one thing you, me, and the royal family have in common. Extraordinary long lives.
yeah.
My one grandmother died at the age of 99. The
Holy,
other one died at the age of 97.
yeah,
My grandmother, that is currently living with us, is 88.
yeah.
So, yeah, when my daughter was born, my second daughter, when my first daughter was born, Leo, both of my great grandmothers were still alive.
Oh,
So we
wow.
have 5 generations of women alive in the family.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Like when my daughter came over the last time I got to see her, that was about, see, I'm so embarrassed to say I haven't seen my daughter in the States since, it's got to be at least 8 years.
Yeah.
But when my granddaughter was here and my daughter came over, it was so nice to have my mother, myself, and my daughter and my mother. We got a picture of my son having our hands all together on a
Yeah.
table. It was so cool to see the different size of the older hands and the youngest hand, and it was really, really pretty. So, and then
Beautiful.
yeah, with Baba and Guido, they were in their 90s before they passed. Like
Yeah.
they came back from the Holocaust, so the horrors they saw. and to
Yeah.
be so.
I, I know my grandfather was in World War II because he came from the Netherlands. But before he came over to South Africa, he was in World War II.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Imagine the
That
things he saw.
it got to him so badly that he refused. Whenever something about any sort of war came onto the television, he switched it off.
Oh
If
wow.
there was ever any movie or anything regarding war or basically a war aspect, it didn't specifically have to be World War II, any sort of war, he switched off the television. He didn't want to know nothing about it because he still had PTSD and anxiety attacks well into his 80s.
Yeah.
So it just before he died, he had another anxiety attack, which led to a heart attack, which killed him.
Oh jeez.
It was just with the things that he saw in the war, he was just no. And
Yeah.
also turned my grandfather into an atheist because he said that on one specific occasion he had seen he had their troop um, the garrison that he was in was walking through a village, and there was a school there, and they lined all the children up against the wall and shot them.
Oh my God.
Now he cannot imagine to himself, if there was a God, that a God would allow that to happen to innocent children.
Yeah. See, I
So
have a yeah. See, I have
that
a
God,
yeah. I have a friend that came back from Vietnam, and I was in getting blood work one time, and I said, "Oh, look at that cute little baby." And he said, "Kimmy," he said, "I don't want to talk about kids." He says, "I can't." He says, "It's not that I don't like kids, it's stuff that happened that it's easier for me to say, let's change the subject."
yeah,
So, and like this man, like he's when I was involved in this clan, I was called, and they gave me my clan as an eagle, and they called him the big eagle, and I was the little eagle.
yeah,
So this man is hopefully he's still alive right now. He's going through dialysis and stuff, like he's on his last legs, as they say. But he's a powerful man. Like he's one of the biker guys I know, that I met all these
yeah,
other bikers through stuff, and made wedding cakes and stuff, and cooked at the biker weddings and stuff like this. And
yeah,
so, because most of our bikers are Vietnam veterans.
yeah.
So that's why I
Um,
always, Benny Keys started mocking the bikers. I went, "Do you realize there's younger bikers that want to get their patches, and it'd be just an easy way to just go and slap you around a couple of times? There's your patch."
yeah,
Like, yeah. So, but
yeah. It's to me, it's sad to see people disrespecting things they do not understand. Um, like for instance, as you said, Benny shitting on the biker community. I don't agree with that because I'm a biker as well. I don't wear a patch. I'm a private rider. But there is a community of bikers that a lot of people will never understand. I mean, a lot of people see bikers as dirty and scruffy and hooligans and all of the above. Most of the bikers, specifically in South Africa, are doctors, lawyers, and all of the above.
yeah,
They are the only ones that can keep up that kind of lifestyle and keep their bikes the way that they should be, because that's just how things have changed. I mean, I know things are different in the US and in Australia and New Zealand and in the UK, but don't don't shit on something that you don't understand. That would be my words to Benny Keys.
Yeah, because because I swear, like when because this girl that came in when I had my little bakery at the time, and she was just a little wee bit, like she must have been 4 foot nothing, and she come in and bought all my cinnamon buns and everything. So I had to make raisin cinnamon buns out of my raisin bread. But I ended up meeting her when I had my big restaurant. That she come in and she said, "We need you to. Can you do a biker cake?" And for this couple that's getting married, and I went,
Yeah.
"Sure." And I went, "Do you want it in tears?" And she said, "No, it's not going to be that kind." She says, "You don't understand. When we have a wedding, the cake gets ended up throwing around at everybody," like they say. So she came in and she drew a bike on the cake for me, like out of the icing and stuff that I had. But they came in, and I like the lady and the man of the couple came in. I said, "Well, can I see their leather work? What they wear?" She wore a white leathers, and he was in black, and she
Yeah.
had a white Harley Davidson, and he had a black one, and they drove in. They showed me pictures and everything. It was absolutely gorgeous. Like, and she was tall and like with the nice ass and everything too. That it was like it was in that white leather pants that you just wanted to
Yeah.
like. So that's why I always say I'm going to bite Katie's ass. That little Katie, you know which Katie I'm talking about,
Yeah, I know which Katie you're talking about.
because she's 4 foot nothing. Every time I play a song, and she'll go, "Well, I wasn't born when that song came out," and I'm going to bite just
Then
because it's
you should reply to her, "There's a gap in your education. I'm trying to school you."
yeah. Well, especially when she's going, "I wasn't born when Walk Like an Egyptian was out." Well, thanks a lot, you little shit. Or
That's
the Billy Idol song.
which one, White Wedding or
Yeah,
Rebel Yell?
both of them. I'm going,
And you know
I
what?
swear she makes me do my.
That is the ironic thing, Miss Kimmy. I was born in 1983, but I'll sing along to all of your classics.
Oh, well, that's cool. I haven't done a lot of music ones lately because because my camera won't go upside right, but I have to do a song one lately. As soon as I get this thing to work.
Yeah.
Pender I was supposed to get a present from Pendar from UPS, and I got to
Yeah.
call and tell her that they called me today going, "What's your address?" So I'm going in town tomorrow for another doctor's appointment and to see my counselor.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go pick whatever she sent me, which I don't know. Like, you know what she says? She goes, "I know it's coming in on Tuesday. Can I tell you now?" And I go, "No."
Yeah, no, it's terrible at keeping her mouth shut when she does surprises.
I'm going, "What part of a surprise is a surprise?" And she's going, "Well, that's what I've done to Richard too." It's like, "Do you want me to tell you your Christmas present right now?" Oh, no.
Miss Kimmy, you don't know me says you're welcome to grab her ass.
Oh, okay. Oh, I, I'm
Chat,
grabbing.
she said in chat, Kimmy, grab my ass.
Yeah, but there, there's nothing like. My husband's out doing the lawn now. But there's nothing when you see. I don't know if it's just me, but when male or female, when you see a nice ass, it's like
You just
my
want to
hand.
grab it.
It's
Yeah.
like, oh, oh. But little Katie, she keeps saying she's coming to Canada, and I said, "Yeah, you show up here, I'm gonna bite your little ass." So,
Well, Miss Kimmy, in the words of Michael Jackson, let me say, you are not alone. I'm
oh yeah,
here with
oh,
you.
I would have bit his ass.
If there's a beautiful ass, there is no reason to not want to touch it.
Yeah, or women, or after I got my new bras from the hospital. Now that I got those Licenza bras and I put them on, I'm going, good Lord, love it, they're all the way up here now.
Who would have thought they would come back?
I know, because when I told my daughter, I said, "You should have seen they had all these brand new bras," and there's a couple of nurses that were there went, "Hey, if you can fit in them, take them like this. That's all the clothes are free." And because I was in there for a month, so
Yeah.
every time I went to go wash my clothes, I went in there and I would grab a couple of clothes, like because I had lost so much weight that I had nothing that I could wear. But I walked out of there with like four pairs of pants,
Yeah.
at least 6 or 7 tops, at least 6 bras, like
Yeah.
all like Licenza, like the expensive ones. Like when I told my daughter, she went, "Mom, do you know how much those bras are?" And I said, "All I can say is my guppies are nice and high now." My posture. One guy when I was on this other this other live, he's going, "Boy, her posture's really good, isn't it?"
Yeah.
I said, "Jeanette Barr, I just had my mammogram today. They're swollen. Don't make me laugh. They're hurting."
Yep. You know, Miss Kimmy, a while back, I was sitting and Stella and I were sitting chatting, and I said to her, you know, Miss Kimmy reminds me of Meryl Streep.
Oh, a little bit, eh?
I was like, huh? What are you talking about? I said, Miss Kimmy reminds me of Meryl Streep. She looks a lot like Meryl Streep, at least to me. And Stella's like, how do you reckon that? So I pulled up the live stream where you came up on panel and I said, you see there? Because there I took your picture and a picture of Meryl Streep and it was like, look, she looks a lot like Meryl Streep.
Oh, wow.
So yeah,
Well,
you
that's
really
when I curled my hair one day. They're all going, "Oh, look!" And this was not too long ago, and I'm going, "But I can't remember her name." But I said, "Doesn't it look like Farrah Fawcett hairdo?" Like today, I got it tied back with my dress and stuff, but my hair was so poofy out like this that wind tunnel is just with the freeze spray. But wow,
well, yeah, you could definitely be a Farrah Fawcett too. Most definitely.
bad or anything. I love that show. That was a wild one she did.
Yeah.
So, but I love my Game of the Thrones, even though they wrecked it.
Even though they wrecked it.
So,
So yeah. Well, I actually saw something that made me laugh today concerning our dear Meghan Markle.
oh no.
Apparently, there was at one point she said that there was a cast member from The Lion King that she spoke to that told her that when she married Prince Harry, The people of South Africa danced and celebrated in the street the same way that they did when Mandela was released from prison. Stella and I were rolling on the floor laughing because that was bullshit. We just reacted the same way every other damn country would hearing that Meghan Markle married Prince Harry. Oh, okay, that's nice. That was a beautiful dress. We wouldn't go dancing like Zulus in the street.
I think she had better get her father to meet those babies. That's all I say. Like, her father needs to see those babies. If she's going to be some kind of a queen or
Well,
whatever she.
I doubt she would be because her and Harry stepped out of the royal family.
Yeah, but I would rather Harry be king rather than William.
I like William, but that's probably because he's just a year older than I am.
Yeah. His what? Kate needs to eat food. She's too skinny.
But yeah, I'm not exactly sure how I feel about Queen Camilla.
Oh, I know, eh?
It's not that I'm shitting on the monarchy in any way, shape, or form. Don't get me wrong; they do what they do. It's just I was born in the time of Princess Diana,
Yeah, yeah. Like the
so
the real jewel.
yeah. So yeah, to me, seeing the mistress become a queen consort,
Yeah.
ah,
I
I,
wonder.
I, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we all know that he married her because Camilla wasn't going to have any babies.
Yeah,
And she was married to him because she could have babies. That's what
yeah,
drove her insane. She was just a baby maker.
yeah,
So that's why I loved Lady Diana. So
yeah.
she was
I love.
gorgeous.
I saw a little clipping the other day of it. It reminded me of the first time that I saw it. When you Google up Princess Diana the revenge dress, where they
Oh,
show you the clip of the day that the news broke that Charles was having an affair with Camilla, and Diana pitched up at a party wearing this killer black dress.
oh yeah.
Oh,
She was sexy and a half, like
oh
absolutely
yeah.
gorgeous.
That was without doubt my girl crush.
Yeah.
Right through it all.
I think it was everybody's crush, male and female. Like that's why she was so loved
Yeah,
and
true.
still is.
Yeah, it was quite funny to see. I mean, with all the condolences going out to Queen Elizabeth and the royal family, you get the odd person saying, "Rest in peace, Princess Diana.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Diana, Princess of Wales, 1997."
Yeah.
So people have clearly not forgotten.
Oh no.
That's not
No,
something I
she
think I'll ever forget.
no, well she touched people that people would not touch. She touched people with AIDS. She picked up babies who had AIDS. She went in and held everybody's hand
Yeah,
because she wasn't an excluder. She was an embracer of everything.
yeah,
That's why I
I,
think Harry's open about his mental illness.
yeah. And the same, she wasn't allowed, according to royal protocol, she wasn't allowed to kneel down, to bend down, but she regularly kneeled down and bent down to children to
Yeah,
talk to them, to get down to their level.
yeah.
And yeah, well, you don't know me, accident or murder, I don't know. I'm still on the fence on that one. I'm leaning more towards something nefarious.
I think it was more murder because there were so many people said that she was alive in the car
Yeah,
and they could have whisked her away to save her,
yeah,
because once I I just think it was bad stuff. They took
yeah,
her out because she was a diamond. She was a diamond, pure diamond in the rough of what the royal family was.
yeah. And they definitely saddled themselves with a huge, huge monster when she died,
Yeah.
because she is she died. That was accomplished, but she still lives on to today.
Yeah, well, I always say because my kids bought me a star called Gimme Monster, that
Yeah,
stars up there for anybody who is manic depressive, who has a mental illness, that don't take your life. Look up to my star in the sky in Scorpio, in the area of Scorpio, and
yeah,
say whatever you got to say. Leave it with my star. Don't
yeah,
take your life, because if you take your life, it ripples down to at least five people you will affect, and then it'll go 5, 10, 15. And
yeah,
it ripples down to where taking your life by being selfish and saying, I can't do this, is the result is the magnitude is it triples and it triples. And you don't want your kids to say, my mom took her life, or whatever, my brother took his life. Just look up in the star. Kimmy Monster's up there, and
yeah.
that's what it's called in the area of Scorpio. That's why it's still on my page. That if I could ever turn it upside down, right? But it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be upside down. So,
Well,
but
Miss Kim, if you're ever able to email that picture to me, I'll turn it around for you and send it back.
if I could figure out how to do it, I've got it somewhere around here. My plaque is, because it's in a plaque
Yeah.
where son, I got to hang it up on the wall eventually. I can't even remember where I put it since he changed. My husband painted the room while I was in the Nutty Bar house, so ceiling. So
Well, Miss Kimmy, what you do the next time that you come onto my panel, right? Just
okay,
have the plaque with you and just hold it up to the screen, and I'll make it big for you, and then I'll cut it out and I'll send it back to you, and you can just upload it like that, and
okay,
it'll be right side up on your page.
oh yeah, we'll figure this out eventually. That's that's where I think Pendar's helping me to try to figure out how to go into Discord, and I guess I didn't go into it soon enough, so she's got to do another one. But
Yeah, she sent you an invite link and it expired.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I went on her page and she did this painting of this dog. I said, Pendar, that looks exactly like my dog I had. And
Yeah.
she goes, not really. And I said, no, exactly. I showed my husband going, doesn't that look like Sonia? So it's like every time I turn around, Pendar and I have something more and more in common because but she keeps telling me, I'm a year older, so you have to listen to me. So it's like, she's bossy, isn't her ears? Pendar's ears are probably going, neener, 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 neener.
They're buzzing right now. Well, she always drops in here every so often. So, yeah, let's hope she does. Then we can say, Pendar, we have been talking so much about you.
Yeah. And about your daughter and how I'm going to have a dinosaur purse when I go see my psychiatrist going, how's this instead of getting pain on my back? So,
And we can get Miss Katie in here so that you tell her you're going to bite her ass.
yeah, yeah. And tell her to stop saying she's that young. Oh, I'm going to bite her ass when I do see her. For real. Or maybe just pinch it. No, I want to bite it.
Grab and bite.
Yeah,
Nothing less than that.
oh,
That's got Stella going.
yeah. Stella's going, I hope Griffey doesn't bite my ass when they get off of here.
You want your ass, but oh, that's a yes. I got the smile as if to say, "What do you think?"
Woohoo! Well, we know what you guys are going to do when this stream ends.
Well, that's if we can breathe. This big sea that we had has been a real bitch.
You got the COVID again?
Yeah,
Oh,
and what made it worse is this time Stella got it too.
oh, jeez.
So we were both out of it.
See, we've been lucky. We haven't had any problems. We got our needles and stuff,
Yeah,
but I think I had it and I didn't know I had it, And that was like before they even said that COVID was COVID.
yeah.
So, but
Miss Gimme, We Frosty Ewok says, Gimme, your hair looks amazing and you sound so good.
oh, thank you.
And Miss Wee Scottish Ma says, You talk so much sense, Gimme.
Oh, thank you.
People in here love you. They've
Oh,
always loved you. And that's the one thing I love about this chat room specifically, because there there are no menacing people like Bob and Laurie and that asshole Griff dude.
yeah, yeah.
There's
We're a lot.
amazing people in here that really do care.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is, it's easier to lift people up than to put them down. Like,
Yeah.
and biting people in the ass is a good thing.
That's always a good thing.
So,
Like, come here, I want to bite your ass.
yeah, yeah. I always was a biter.
I got new teeth.
Yeah. Oh, I do too. I even got my teefies in today, so there. I'll just say to Katie when I meet her, with teefies in or with teefies out.
You want to bite or gum? Which one you want? we Frosty Ewok says, "Oh baby, I got ass for days."
She probably got a nice one of those round ones that like it just yeah. there's there's a police officer's son. I don't know if I ever told you. She was female, okay? But he every time he saw me, he would go like this, eh? And he's probably about 40 now, like the kid.
Yeah.
But I swear to God, every time he saw me, he would do this, and I'm going, "What is he doing?" She's going, "He's got a boob fetish." I can't stop
Well, at
because
least he knows what he wants.
yeah. So I would love to. I gotta call her and find out because she is a cop and see how far in the police, how far she got into being a cop because I met her one time at like when you're going out driving around. I seen her at Canadian Tire and I'm going like, and she was just a little lady too, eh?
Yeah.
But to see this son and blonde hair and everything, just beautiful little child and everything, but just the eyeballs when he'd see them and it was like he must touch boobies like this. Eh? So I wonder if he probably turned into a guy who did breast surgery or something. He's probably a doctor or something.
Or he married a chick with boobs like Pamela Anderson.
Yeah, I betcha. Because nobody in his family has big boobies. So other than his grandma.
You see, there is a lack of big boobies in the family.
Yeah,
So he needed to get his fix somewhere.
yeah. One of his aunties was a kickbox fighter. She was like
Wow.
phenomenal. Like she would kickbox and she won awards and stuff. And then
So,
that's about
yeah.
it.
So she would not bite ass, she would kick ass.
Oh yeah, yeah. So, but oh, you're making me laugh. So,
Well, I'm happy for it. And we Frosty Ewok says, I got the boobage too.
okay.
Unfortunately, I also has the belly.
Oh, I have belly too. After I after I started all this medication, I don't know what's going on with the medication. It makes me want to cook all the time, eh? So every time my husband will say, "Oh, I'd like to have this." Well, sure, not a problem. And like I don't know why my brain goes, "Okay, let's cook." Meow. So all he does now is he'll he went and he YouTubes any kind of recipes. So I made
Yeah.
these brownies the other night. Were they ever good? Where you melted the chocolate and everything in the hot butter and you poured it in and made it really thick, and then you had to take the brownies, you put them in for 20 minutes and then you take them out and you had to hammer the pan down and then you put them back in. But it's a good thing I only put it in a smaller pan, but I should have put it in a 9 by 13, but I only had this glass pan, so I couldn't hit it really hard. So I
Yeah.
made all these little, like the little brownies, because I have the
Yeah.
little hand. It's a good thing I took those out because if I hadn't to take 12 out, that brownies would have went over the sides and everything, eh? But ever
Wow.
good. Oh, they were so good that my husband, I had said to him like, okay, you I went out there and he had eaten like four of the little muffin ones. Then I went out there again and I'm going, what? You already ate three pieces of the big brownie. Then I went out again and he's eating all these brownies. So then I made date squares yesterday. So I took those into my mom. So, but just caking up a storm, cooking
Yeah.
up.
No, we Scottish Ma says you're making me hungry, Kimmy.
I know.
And we Frosty Dog says serotonin boost, Kimmy. It makes you want to nest and therefore cook and inevitably eat also. Our
Yeah.
bodies are designed like that.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, I don't know. For me, it's like making cream of broccoli soup or cream of cauliflower soups, like all my old recipes that I used to do when I was cooking at the restaurant. Like,
Yeah.
teach all my, I had great bosses that I worked for, even the Italian ones, all the Italian cooking that I could do, like
Yeah.
all those pastries and stuff. Like, I literally got drunk at that wedding that I worked for my boss
Yeah.
because when I went to serve all the stuff and I went up to this one table not realizing, like I went, bada boom, bada bing, you want some sweetie here, like this? Then all of a sudden Yolanda like drags me into the kitchen, eh? And I didn't know what was going on, and then I find out that all these little sweetie things that were filled with liqueur. So needless to say, I was drunk. You can't put a plate all these desserts that all these Italian women made that you got to make sure they all get on a plate, because if you don't, everybody doesn't see that their dessert went out there. You're going to
Yeah.
get somebody in trouble. So needless, I'm going, okay, one for me and one for the plate, one for me, one for the plate. And I don't know what they had in some of them. I'm sure it was that licorice liqueur that was in
Yeah,
some, and then I know some of them had brandy, and then there was these little ones that were made like they looked like a dog bone, but there was
yeah.
caramel inside. Oh, I pigged right out. And then there was like the baklava and all these other things. So she rushes me into the kitchen and she yells at the Calabrese chef and all of a sudden said something in Italian. And then the other chef yells, pasta and meatballs right now. And they sat me down and made me eat stuff. And she goes, Kimmy, you're drunk. And I'm going, what do you mean I'm drunk? She's going, what were you eating? I said, just those and those. And she's going, there's all your liqueur in there. And I went, oh my God. What did I say?
I would have said, "Can I have some more?"
Oh, oh, they were too good. Like it was just amazing, the food. Like if I
Yeah,
could get a hold of the son that got married, I'd say, I want to list every woman that brought the Italian all the sweets in. I want the recipes right now because I'm in the mood to cook all that stuff. So,
yeah,
because I can make gnocchis too. Like I don't know if you know what gnocchis are.
yeah.
So,
Well,
but
um, that's the thing. We a lot of things we don't have over here, but we do know about. Like with gnocchi, how I learned what gnocchi is was watching Gordon Ramsay.
yeah, and
So yeah,
all you have to do is it's just your potatoes and just blend in flour and an egg, and there's your gnocchis. And then just roll them, and then
yeah,
if you got a basket, just score them on a basket, and there you go. There's your gnocchi.
yeah.
So never throw out your extra potatoes. Make gnocchi.
Potatoes never last in this house. I can't get enough of potatoes.
Same here with the little baby ones. I love the little baby ones.
Any. You'll see whenever there's mash, roast potatoes, um, chips, fries, potato bake, anything regarding potatoes, the potatoes are mine. They belong to me.
Oh,
My potato.
so you must like poutine then.
Well, poutine, ironically enough, my other friend that's always on here too, Val, she's also in Canada. She's in Ontario.
Oh, same with
And
me.
she taught me what poutine is because
Oh,
we didn't know what poutine was. We were like, what? You're going to eat the Russian president? She's like, not Putin, poutine.
I just said on my channel that, hey, stop fighting Ukraine. I'll send you pierogies and borscht and whatever else you want. Don't be beat up anymore, Ukrainians.
Yeah.
So, but I
So,
should get on
yeah.
here.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel like I'm monopolizing in case somebody else wants to come up on here.
Well, with this panel, I can put more than one person up here.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
never a problem. I'm actually waiting for wee Frosty Ewok to get her fur baby situation sorted and get up on panel because
Oh,
then
okay.
I think we'll really have a fun chat.
Oh, so what's
Considering
happening?
the fact, considering the fact that our dear friend wee Frosty Ewok is Irish.
Oh, I want to
So
hear her voice.
so do I. I would love a session where wee Scottish Ma and wee Frosty Ewok reads me the phone book. That would be the be all and end all of my life.
Because
I
I
just
love
love
I love your accent too, I gotta tell you.
My accent, I normally say I just sound like a normal honky.
No, no. I like
But
it though.
my accent has changed somewhat because my accent used to be strictly South African. Now it's transformed a bit more into an international South African type of accent
Do
because
you find
the way that I yeah.
do you find it because you're doing your YouTube channel it's changed more?
Yes. When I started writing fan fiction and I actually started making friends abroad, um, when I started video chatting with them and voice chatting, they didn't always understand what I was saying because my accent was so thick. So
Oh,
in time, Val will be able to tell you because we've been friends since that time. She'll be able to tell you how how long it took, but in time it's as if my accent changed naturally to a more international level of South African. So there are still
yeah,
things that I can say in two different ways. Like for instance, you guys would say aluminum, right? The
aluminum.
metal. Yeah, you'd call it aluminum. In South Africa and in the UK, it's called aluminium.
Yeah, that's what I.
So yeah, and the same, like with you guys, you spell color COLOR. Over
Yeah,
here, we spell color COLOUR,
yeah,
like the English, more the
yeah.
English way of spelling things.
That's where
So
my husband will say potatoes, and then, well, how's he said? He says potatoes or something like this. There's a
potato.
couple words that are different that he says,
Yeah.
and I bug him about it. So,
So you see, yeah, with me, my accent has changed a lot. If you hear the difference between me speaking and Stella speaking, you'll really notice the difference because Stella's English is still more of a South African English than an international South African English.
is she gonna talk or is she not gonna? Is she
Ooh,
gonna hide?
Stella, Stella, you want to say hi to Miss Kimmy? Come here. She's shy.
Oh, hide. She's shy.
She won't bite your ass. She'll leave it to me to do it later. Come say hi to Miss Kimmy. It's your international divorce anniversary. You have to. Come say hi to Miss Kimmy. Please. Yeah, but you got the cutest ass too. Okay, should I bring the stuff to you then? Go say hi to Miss Kimmy.
Even I can hear no, please.
She's just hysterically shy. I
Yeah.
haven't been able to get her to come sit with me in a while, and she thinks I hadn't noticed that. I have. It's been very lonely. Okay, you promise? She says she promises she'll come and talk the next time we're live because then she'll feel better.
Okay. Yeah, because she's got the big C, so she has an excuse to get over it this time. Right.
Yeah.
But you're still going
Yeah.
to get bitten in the ass after this live, though, right?
No big C will stop me from biting your ass. But yeah, considering Stella isn't able to get up off her ass before it's bitten later, um, dear we, get your cute Irish ass up here. Come and say hi to Miss Kimmy. I bet Miss Kimmy would want you to read the phone book to her too.
Is she there? Is she gonna come up?
Yeah, she's in the chat. She's laughing her ass off at the moment.
I won't bite her. We're just biting Stella.
But I must say, Stella did find it quite cute that you thought she was the other Stella. The strength within Stella is like, no, I'm not that Stella.
Well, I didn't
So,
realize that
yeah,
when she comes in as Stella. So
yeah.
then when I saw the Stella there, I went before I came up. I went, oh, that's the Stella that came in the live the other night,
Yeah.
last one.
That's why she'll normally, when somebody confuses her, she'll like, no, I'm Griffey's Stella. That's Stella.
Because that's where I didn't get to say hi to her because I noticed at the end there she was there because when I went and reread everything, because I
Yeah.
would have said hi, but I would have got it mixed up anyway. So it's a good thing I didn't say hi because I would have it the other one, this one.
But she finds you adorable even if you get her confused with someone else.
It just freaked me out that I was upside down, then I was upside right. It was like, oh, it's a male computer. I just have to play with it a little.
Yeah.
And then people that'll come into my chat, they'll go, oh, you're not upside down. I know, ain't it cool?
And look who we have here, our dear wee Frosty Ewok.
Hello, everybody. How you doing?
We're doing well, wee. How are you doing?
Well, I feel like you should all realize that YouTube at this point turns you into a slightly unhinged individual. I mean, we all have our issues, right? And
Yeah,
then life happens on top of that, okay?
yeah.
Yes.
And then people go missing, and it turns you into a full-time stalker, for goodness sake. This is a job I didn't know I ever needed the skills for. I'm just harassing people till they answer me. I'm like, you will speak to me. Where the hell are you? Answer me now, person. Immediately. Cough, 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 coughy, cough. You know, it doesn't matter that you're, extremely ill at the time. I demand your full attention 24/7, bitches. These are the rules. Okay? Okay? Good. Good.
Well, you are in our closet and you do reserve the right to jump on us at any occasion you deem fitting.
I,
I would have, but there was a lot of ass biting going on at the time. It felt a bit rude. I was just like, I wasn't invited. You don't want to jump into that kind of situation unless it's been, specifically consented to in advance.
Well, you see, then you can be grateful you missed the part with the little remote egg.
Well, you say I missed it, but I've got tinnitus as a result. Look. Hello, Kimmy.
hello, how are you? Fire, hello.
I know, right? It's so funny you say that because everybody thinks that my accent is either some sort of weird imitation accent, and I'm like, no, unfortunately not. I really do sound this bad. Sorry about that. There was a whole situation one night where I went up on Ziggy's panel just because she was doing nothing and needed somebody to talk. And I'm like, I'm good at that, right? Right, Griffey? Right.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll go up there. And I wanted to have a little bit of a dig at Jodie Sue. You know, it was a 2-for-1 kind of a situation. And the amount of people in the chat that were like, this person is a fake and a fraud, they're somebody else. And I'm like, no, it's seriously me. So now I am the dodgy foreigner. That's now my name. The dodgy what? What on earth?
No,
When
how
did I lose that title? Because I used to be the dodgy foreigner.
No, you're a pirate. You're a pirate.
Oh.
Yeah. Kimmy, we need to get you a designation. I'm sorry. It's unfortunately a rule for everybody that is outside of America. We own, you know, especially if you're a Commonwealth country. It's just a thing. Prince Charles, primarily of Prince of Wales, now King Charles III, has designated it to be a whole thing. Look, I find it very rude that he was demanding it, but apparently it's an issue. He was here yesterday. He was literally here yesterday, driving through my town, half a mile away. Honest to
Oh.
God.
I wanted to say my deepest condolences on the death of your queen.
I'm
She's gonna shit on my head now.
Look, I'm going to be awfully politically correct. Or try. For a start, the lady was 96 years old. That's a good innings for anybody. That's a healthy, full, accomplished life to have family and, you know, your loved ones around you. It doesn't matter that they're all crazy, because we've all got crazy ones. You know, she had been around the block a bit. She did some
Oh yeah.
amazing things. She
Yeah.
did some shitty things. Didn't we
Yeah.
all? That's kind of how I feel. I don't love her or hate her. My country has spent literally hundreds of years fighting over the royal family and their desire for this little patch of land. I'm like, they don't give a shit about us. Maybe we could all like care about each other. Maybe we could do that first rather than blowing each other up and stuff. Maybe that would be useful. But no, no, apparently you do all sorts of crazy shit instead. So yeah, I mean, I feel sorry for a family, but
Yeah.
as a royalist, no, you can miss me that. No, it's okay.
Yeah, but you after her husband died, I didn't think she would last much longer,
Yeah,
because they were so close.
absolutely. Absolutely agree with you, Kimmy. And it happens very often with life partners in anything, in any situation. It doesn't matter whether it's the animal kingdom or humans. Once that is your person, it's not an unusual situation. And I think she'd also got to a time in her life where, let's not forget, the now King Charles is in his 70s. He's an old man.
Yeah,
I'm
he
not
Yeah.
saying, as far as taking on a new job goes, the man's never had a fucking job. Sorry.
True.
He's got a job now. What a time to start work, people. That's awful. It should be the other way round.
he's 73,
Yeah.
right? He's 73.
Yeah.
Like,
The man man
So
can't even get a pen that works at the minute, never mind anything else. He's having an awful time with pens. There was,
That
I swear to
actually reminds me of something that I saw. You know, I mentioned earlier that I was brought up in the generation of Diana, right?
yeah.
yeah.
So I saw something on YouTube, ironically enough, posted by Stella's mom, my mom-in-law, and I found that absolutely brilliant. It was hilarious and ironic all at the same time. So I'm just going to share this little pic so that you guys can see what exactly I'm referring to. Hello, mother-in-law. Long time no see.
Oh lordy. It hasn't come up yet on screen, but I'm like,
Why hasn't it come up on screen? Oh, wait. There, let's try now.
oh, she's
There you
remembered
go.
how to YouTube. Look at this, folks.
Look how
Ah,
beautiful, eh?
she's she's been waiting. She's been waiting.
Oh, yeah.
Look
It
at
has
the
been
eye.
a long ass time coming.
Okay. I'm just gonna run to the washroom. I'll be right back and get a coffee.
Good
But
girl.
that
Go for it.
that
Go
was
for it.
the other thing that made me laugh was the fact that I heard Meghan Markle saying that the South Africans were dancing in the streets and celebrating when she married Harry.
Look,
Really
look,
now?
look,
Were we?
look. I feel a wee bit sorry for Meghan Markle in a way.
Yeah.
I think she thought she was entering a Disney movie. Um, sorry about that, but they don't really exist, love. You're an actual human and not a cartoon. So, therefore, life is just a bit shit. People can be a bit shit. We
Yeah.
all can be shit. I can be very, very, very shit. Um, but people, um, I know you would probably like to have people just falling in anticipation of a glimpse of you, but the rest of us have got real shit going on, especially these people who don't even have electricity for most of the day. Unless you're
Yeah.
going to go and work for the electricity company, maybe then they'll be dancing in the streets. Maybe then. Until then, feck off, keep going, and don't come back. Megan?
And the other thing I saw, which really, on the one hand, really pissed me off, right? I saw a glimpse of one of the processions with, I think it was when the Queen was in Ireland when she was on her way to London.
Mm-hmm.
There was a live stream chat, and I saw one glimpse of it with clearly an African male,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
writing it, saying that the Hope Diamond, the Cullinan Diamond,
Mm-hmm.
apparently Queen Elizabeth stole that from South Africa.
I mean, yeah, she broke in. She dug the corgis dug a tiny tunnel in. She dressed up like a very dodgy British version of Catherine Zeta-Jones. She did a few little backflips, got the diamond, fecked back off to the UK. That's how it worked. Boom.
So, and apparently she was responsible for 60 years of apartheid in South Africa.
That's it. Everybody else, they had nothing to do with it. They were all just innocent bystanders in the entire situation, just doing what they were
And
told.
and he demanded that that diamond be sent back to South Africa because it's worth
Immediately.
400 million rand.
Yeah. That's like
I
2
was
hours
like,
worth of electricity. Great.
what the fuck are you drinking or smoking or both? Because point one, when that diamond was picked up in Cullinan, right?
Mhm.
When it was picked up, South Africa was still a British colony. We were still part of the Commonwealth, right?
We
Up
basically
until
owned you bitches. That's what you're trying to say. That's what we say.
up
You know.
until 1961, South Africa was part of the Commonwealth. We were part of the British colony.
And then
So
we let you think that you'd escaped. Carry on.
that fucking diamond belonged to the Queen. It belonged to her. And it was never stolen, and it wasn't stolen by Elizabeth. Fuck's sakes.
Is
That
there a
diamond,
long and complicated history of the British Empire invading countries? Yes, I think we know that by now. We've got it. We've been there. We've done it. We've
yeah,
lived it. But here's the thing. We can't fix what happened before. We can try
yeah,
to do better now.
exactly.
Yeah,
So yeah,
exactly.
it's
And the
messed up. Messed
and the
up
best
shit
way,
happened.
and it's not the best way to go about it, going around on live stream chats demanding for a fucking diamond to be returned to South Africa.
Or the
Oh,
amount of people that have just decided to announce that somehow Diana died in mysterious circumstances in a live chat. Look, that happened 20 years ago.
Yeah,
Look, it's very sad. It happened the year before my brother died.
yeah,
And I remember one of my aunties is an avid royalist. I mean, hardcore. She loves them, and that's great. It literally broke her heart, and I mean very passionately broke her heart in a way
yeah,
that you don't see too often from somebody that you don't actually have contact with. You know, a bit like the Elvis effect or
yeah,
Tupac or anybody that's very famous. Somebody you've never actually met but know a lot about.
yeah,
Some people just get attached to other people, and you can't really judge them for it because we all have our own eccentricities.
yeah,
Uh, was there some element of shenanigans, shall we say?
yeah.
Absolutely. Can I fix it? I
Nope.
wish I could. I wish I could. And that's the sad thing whenever you look around true crime as well, because we all have opinions and we all have our own life experience to add into that. But at the end of the day, what can we actually do to benefit the situation? And a lot of it is just a lot of gas bagging for the, you know, just venting. And that's fine. We can
Yeah,
all vent. But just because I have an opinion doesn't make somebody want, be put in jail tomorrow. That's not
yeah.
how that works. And I'm very glad that that's not how that works.
I
Because that
think
would
by
be weird. Go on, Kimmy. Go on. Go on.
I think by us sharing our stories about whatever happened, how we lived through whatever, is how we fix tomorrow. Is
Yeah.
by more people saying, I lived through this and I'm alive.
Yeah.
And I may be nutty and gonna have a dragon backpack and it's gonna be my purse. But a lot of people are gonna laugh and go, isn't there's something wrong with that lady over there, you know?
You're just jealous. Just
But
jealous.
it's
They
just
want a
honest.
dragon purse.
And they can't go around biting people's asses.
And right.
Right?
And
Right?
I'm going to be able to do that to a certain few women that are probably going to go, oh, okay. I know Joni Spring would probably go, all righty, bite it.
But you're right. It's that ability to be able to share an experience, share the knowledge that you have and also take on the knowledge from other people as well, because we can have similar experiences that aren't exactly the same, obviously. And how we all survive that is always slightly different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's why I think where in my channel is there's so many guys that are coming out and saying, "Yeah, I was hurt too when I was little, you know." And for a man to stay on my channel, "Yeah, I experienced that too," or "I was adopted and I felt this way too." Not very many people share like they do. Like,
Yeah.
Absolutely. One of the most traumatic things a person can share, that level of violation, whether as a child or as an adult, that is a barrier that I think would break me as a person whenever I'm not a violent person.
but you
And
could be.
it has happened to someone I know, and that's where, and it has also happened to myself, but I feel more protective over others. If I found the identity of that person, I would end up in prison. They wouldn't have to come looking for me.
Yeah,
No question. They wouldn't have to ask. I would just hand myself in because I am not a master criminal, but I would happily do the time for that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that there's it's probably that violation or the ultimate ending of a life are the two things that then I would totally flip. Everything else I can tend to work with a bit, but those two things are very sensitive topics and would cause me to not be the same person, which is something I realize about myself, to be
Yeah.
honest. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing.
Well, that's why I say at the ending of Rambo Last Blood, imagine
Hmm.
if it was a girl doing it.
Right?
It wouldn't
Right?
have been. It wouldn't have been his heart that went out first. It would have been his, you know what, cut off and put in his mouth, and then take his heart and go
Yep.
right.
Happily. Happily. The amount of people I have suggested taking a rusty weapon to, you know, I could envisage it. Let me just say. And again, that's was a personal level and a protective level. I don't think anybody, I know that those with religious beliefs will say that God is the ultimate judge, and absolutely I can understand that. But I, as a human, also have responsibilities.
True.
Yeah. Did you guys
Um,
see the movie
yeah.
Prey on Disney Channel? It's about a woman warrior.
Not yet, Kimmy. Don't do that. Not
I,
yet. Not
I won't
yet.
tell you, but, but you got to watch this show.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
oh, I was sitting there going, so
Yeah. Yeah. We will. We will definitely have a confab about that at some point, because that's up my street in every way possible. I just haven't had the ability to be able to watch it yet. So, but
Well,
yeah, yeah.
well, Stella and I made a happy discovery on our computer. We actually have the series The Crown.
Minute. Oh, very good. I have another one for you. Once you've watched some of that, Griffey and Stella, I
Yeah.
have something else for you to watch that will hopefully amuse you quite
Yeah.
profoundly. It's a TV show called The Windsors.
The
Um,
wind.
and it's a lot shorter. It's only like 20 odd minutes each episode. But
I'll
it's
have
a
to.
total piss take situation of so. But watch The Crown, enjoy it because it does cover a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't know. And then watch The Windsors and laugh like a demented wet fart because, oh my lord, perfection. Perfection.
The Windsors.
It's very
Oh,
irreverent.
we're looking it up now.
I'll have to watch that too.
It's very good, Kimmy. You'll laugh, and that's the main part. It's not being hurtful. It's even if you like them, you can relate to a lot of it. Just where you're like, yeah, I can see that happening. Absolutely, it's
Oh,
just
good
cheeky.
Lord. Yeah, that's already got Stella smiling. So.
It's perfect. I the amount of people, including my now ex, who is let me say on the more Irish side of things. I got him to
Yeah.
watch it, and until then I had never seen him cry with laughter. Never. But oh my good lord, it was just the best. To the point that he was literally excited to watch the episodes. It was like, let's see it.
Now he's going to ask you for more things to watch. Maybe my ex is giving me good ideas now.
Right, right. I know all the good shit. You gotta have a sense of humor, right, Kimmy? Otherwise, you wouldn't survive. No, none of us
No,
would.
Yeah.
None of us would.
Well, Stella's got it downloading.
I'm so proud.
And, by watching The Crown, because I wasn't, to me, it was, yeah, Queen Elizabeth. And, but I never actually looked into her more.
Yeah,
But actually knowing the part that she was never educated properly until she became queen and was like, this is wrong.
yep, yep.
So she got a tutor. And I mean, seeing that episode and just imagining to myself the humiliation she must have felt, telling that tutor that she has no national certificate, no formal, no certificate of any schooling of any kind. I mean, she had the vice provost of Eton teaching her about the Constitution.
Yep.
She could read and write,
For 12 years,
and
he taught her about the Constitution. 12
and
years. Can you
yeah,
imagine that as a young, you know, a preteen and young teenager
yeah,
learning about the Constitution? If that's not enough to drive you body, I don't know what is. Because that would ruin your brain forever.
yeah,
There's only so much humor anybody can inject into that, or so much life anybody can inject into it. You know, she was missing a lot of basic life experiences. They all
yeah.
do. That's why they're weird. you know, they
yeah,
miss this all.
to be sheltered that much of what real life is.
Yeah, it's a
And
very different vibe. It's not even like being a child of a movie star or anything. It's a totally different kettle of fish. Totally different.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that gave me a little bit of admiration towards her for the fact that she took it upon herself to make sure she is educated, even
yeah,
if it came later on in life.
and she
But
admitted to it too, though.
Yeah.
but it was just like wow. And then I had to have a giggle when I saw Theresa May do a tribute to the Queen, where she talked about the one weekend that they went to Balmoral and they were like taking out all the catering stuff and all the food and everything, and she had the plate of cheese. And as she was transporting the plate of cheese to the table, the cheese fell off of the tray, and she had to make a split-second decision. So she picked the cheese up, put it back on the plate, put it on the table, and she thought she got away with it. But when she turned around, she noticed that Queen Elizabeth was watching her every move.
Yeah. She
So
never
Um,
missed though. Like she never missed anything. And then
no.
that's why I liked how when she would do all her she would sit there and read everything that she had to do and how she dealt with Mr. Blair, like how he had
Yep.
to go through everything with her.
And the Second World War for me was one of the things that I learnt about her as a child at school, and it gave me a sense of admiration for somebody that I had learnt a lot of also very negative things about, because she could have just tucked tail and hid.
yeah,
She could have been very protected, especially as a female, during that entire situation. She could have just up sticks, moved off, never to be seen again. Hello, royal subject, hope you're all doing well. Give me a shout in 4 years. Bye.
yeah,
That's not what happened. She was literally in amongst war torn Britain, and it was parts of it were literally demolished. She was literally part of working with field ambulance crews.
Yeah.
And I mean, can you imagine any of our country leaders literally going and doing that on a daily basis of their own free will? They didn't have to do it. Can you imagine they were just doing it because they
no,
felt they should? That's
There's
where it's
no way.
kind of,
Yeah. There's no way I could see Trudeau going in and driving an ambulance anywhere. Like,
right?
he'd get lost.
Right? I'll call somebody to help you. They'll be here in a couple of weeks. Okay, bye.
yeah,
What I loved the most was when she would be at Balmoral in Scotland, and she would drive herself all over the place. And where she had that one Saudi Arabian prince in with her, and she scared the hell out of him as she drove him around.
Yep. Can you
Yeah.
imagine? This woman was like Jodie Sue Brown. She had no driving license, except for the fact she actually owned property. So there's that. So she is driving like an absolute maniac in a Land Rover.
Oh yeah, at that,
You
and it was
know,
yeah.
she could literally run people over. Minions. If we were standing in the street, she could have squished us all. But, she was having a great wee time.
yeah.
Great.
And that's another thing I found awfully funny and weird, that she's the only person in the UK that does not need a license to drive.
Yep. Yep.
Because
She
she
doesn't have to have a license
Well, why
because
would
she's
you when you're the one issuing them? What are you going to do? Dear me, I allow me to do a thing. Good. Carry on. All the best.
that was the one thing that made me giggle while watching The Crown, when just after her father died, before her coronation, when she had to wear that big crown, and she said to the one butler dude, "Would you think it would be okay if I borrow it just for a couple of days?" And he was like, "Who did you borrow it from? It's yours."
just the jewels though that she wears, like just her jewels that were made, like how beautiful though,
Yep.
like and all her pictures that they're showing now, she was always so beautiful, you know?
Yeah. Always very put together. You never
Yeah,
really it, for as much as they get there's there's nothing is ever going to be right. Even Diana got a buttload of criticism. We
Yeah,
can't forget about that. People weren't just loving her the entire time. There are a lot of people that really disliked her
yeah,
because it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter whether you're restrained and aloof or whether you're rolling up your sleeves and getting stuck into the situation. People will always have some critical opinion, you
Yeah.
know, just like we
yeah,
see all the time with everything other people are doing all the time. Are they kicking puppies? If they are, then we should stop that. Are they injuring people? Then yes, we should stop that. But everything else, maybe just ease off the gas a little bit there and
yeah,
just relax. Just
yeah,
relax.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I think
say this whenever I call Griffey going, "What the are these people doing? What are these people doing? I hate these people. I hate them all." And then this one said that, and then this one did this, and I hate them all. Why are they being so stupid?
yeah,
But that's as far as it
exactly.
goes.
I think I think that's where my needle in the ass helps is because now now I'm able to say breathe, like, like, does this affect me to the point of, is it going to endanger my life? Like, no. Like, like,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
Bob and Lori do, it's going to come back on them because they can sit there and say whatever they're doing, but they're talking about me. Well, if they're talking about me, they're not picking on somebody else because I can take it now because I get a needle in my ass every 3 weeks. I'm 61 years old. Lori is never going to make it to 61 years old unless she gets up off her ass.
right, right. And I'm quite seriously disabled. And I can honestly say, hand on heart, that it would be lovely to be able to just sit and do nothing and have somebody else cater to my every whim. Unfortunately, my DNA that also craves carbs is a heck of a lot more stubborn than that. I
Yeah,
can't abide people doing things for me whenever I know I have the ability. I might mess it up. I might be trying to wash the dishes and smash half of them, but by God I did it myself.
yeah,
Um is it perfect? Do I make it look slick? Do I have to trail my ass out on crutches? Can I do all the things I wanted to do? Unfortunately not. Am I going to go hang gliding next week? I wish. But that's why whenever you can do certain things, you should, even if it's just hanging with your friends and shooting the shit for 5 minutes.
yeah,
Because
exactly.
we all need to vent in some way. And people
true.
forget that. They forget how to be able to just go, blah, it's gone now. They hang on to it and let it fester.
Yeah,
You know,
See,
there's a
that
go on.
there I agree with you completely. Considering the fact that, I mean, both Stella and myself are still looking for jobs. Every single day we're sending out resumes trying to find work,
Yeah,
right? So we, except for going out and getting bread and milk or doing the monthly grocery shopping, apart from that, we don't have anywhere else to go. I mean, we can't go out and go and have a beer at a bar or go out and have lunch at this place or tea at that place. We can't afford to do that.
yeah,
So we're pretty much housebound.
yep,
But what we do is that we lift our asses, and we go and walk, even if it's just walking around the block,
Yeah.
just to get out and just to get your body moving a bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's the same as you said, just because, I mean, it would be quite easy if Stella and I were those types of personalities to just sit on our asses the whole day. But why do that? Because you're just making your life ahead that much more difficult on yourself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because you're technically disabling yourself more.
Yeah. By by limiting your own possibilities.
Yes.
See, I'll tell you one thing. I always said to my husband, unless if you aren't, because I was a cook, when I was cooking, I never had to do my dishes because I always had a dishwasher, or I always had um, um, what do we call them? There was always somebody who was with me that did my dishes, or I
Yeah,
cleaned up after me.
a
But
KP, a kitchen porter. That would have been me. I used to do that gig. You and I would have got on great. When- because I can't. I haven't got the patience for cooking. I just want to eat the stuff. But I can wash a dish like a demon. I am, unless it's tiny sandwiches, I can make tiny sandwiches again like a factory. I've got that Irish ability. You want tea and tiny sandwiches? I got you. I will make that all day, every day.
yeah, well, that's
But
where I
washing dishes, that's my skill. That's my skill.
That sounds like me and Stella. I'll do the dishes, you cook.
Yeah,
yeah.
I just want to
Well,
eat it.
that's where my husband said, "Well, you're not getting a dishwasher." He goes, "I'll do the dishes." So now that I've been off my on my new medication, I'm doing dishes, and like this is where I did them today, and I went, "Baby, I'm a good girl. I did the dishes." So
But that's it. You achieved a thing that even a few months ago would have maybe broke your temper or just seemed like a far too much of a burden at that moment. We all have those times. And we're not talking about the times where your brain chemistry is off, whether it's depression or any other illness, whether it's physical or mental or a combination. We're not talking about that. We all have a responsibility to ourselves and to those we love to try to do the best that we can. And whether that's a combination of medication, friends, therapy, treatment, and your own bloody mindedness to get you through, then do that. But giving up shouldn't be an option. Once you give up, who can fix that for you? Nobody. Nobody
no.
can fix that for you.
Nope.
Well,
That's
that's why.
why I'm always like, if you need help, tell us you need help. If we're
Yeah,
coming to you saying, I see you're in trouble, it's okay to say, yeah, things are a bit shit. It's okay to say that to a trusted person.
Yeah.
exactly. That's what. See, my doctor wants me not to be on YouTube, but I said to him, I said, "You don't understand that the women that I've met and men on YouTube are the ones that are now embracing me for who I am and what I am. And if I'm on medication and saying, okay, you can live through this like I have, what is the bad thing about that?"
Yep.
And I said, all it is going to allow others to say, look at, she's 61. Look at what she looked like before a couple of months ago. And look what she's looking like now. Like, I feel 20 years younger.
Yep.
And I'm up cooking again, and I'm up doing things. And I went to go see the goat farm today, like honest to God. And here the lady that I had bought me this top that I thought I was smaller than I was, but I wasn't. But I I hung it on her doorknob and like said, "Here, Tasha, you can have it." But so I knocked on the window and there she was. And then she had her baby. She was feeding on the counter, right? So I got to see this punchy little muffin, like chunky and everything. Like she looks like my
No.
son, except for without hair. So here trying here she's got the eggs drying that she just washed out of the kitchen, like out of the chicken coop. But then I look and there's the baby crying, going like, "Give me some food." Well, the next thing I knew, there's the baby just a smiling away and everything, and I'm waving at her and everything. I got to put my cord in or I'm going to run out of battery. Okay, so then I said to Tasha, did you find the top? And she's going, that was you. And I go, yeah, because I thought I was a lot smaller. And she goes, I said, did it fit? She goes, oh yeah. And I said, those my guppies must look nice in that top, because I said I almost strangled trying to get it off. Because she was breastfeeding, and you could tell a baby who's breastfed, the first thing they do when they snuggle their face right into the mummy's boobies.
Yep.
And she says, well, she doesn't really like her dad. And I said, well, her daddy doesn't have McGuppies. Like,
That's right. He's partly useless, unfortunately for him. But there's nothing he can do really.
and and babies know their mother's smell. Like,
Yep.
it's like they know the smell between mommy and daddy. And she goes, every time she goes to her dad, she cries. And I said, well, he's kind of flat chested. Yeah. So so I just got to see this baby today, and it was like, oh my goodness. And Tash is trying to feed her, and I'm going, oh, hi, my baby, like this. And I said, oh my goodness, the newfangled things that you have babies in that can sit in a counter and not worry about that they're going to fall out or whatever.
Right?
Yeah.
But you got to see this goat they have. Like, oh, his name is Socks, and he came up to me. Did I tell you about that?
No.
No.
Oh my God. This is, I think, the goat that when I went there a few years ago, where I got locked out, and my dog, well, one of my dogs over here pushed the thing where I couldn't get in, and my keys were in the car. So it was one of those days where you shouldn't have stopped in, but you did, because I looked and wore. It was like, oh my God. So all of a sudden, we go and drive in there, and Tasha's with the baby in her arms, and I still don't know the name of the baby's name because I get too excited and I forget to ask. I just go, hi, my baby.
Yeah, it's cute. I like it.
So all of a sudden, this goat comes out of nowhere. So, and it had the horn, like the great big devil, like devil horns, like the way they make the devil look. So he's got his head right in between, right like this, and I'm holding on to the horns like this, feeling them. And the goat had better smelling breath than this little dog over here. And had great big brown eyes with the pupils are different.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, I was sitting there going, Stacy, I'm in love. And she goes, don't scratch him or he'll fall in love with you. You'll end up taking him home. Well, I was just rubbing his ears and scratching his back, but just to feel the horns on this goat, it was the most amazing thing. But he just kept having his head between my boobs, and I'm going, and it was just like this, and I'm going, hello, like this, and he's doing. Then he started nibbling on my fingers and everything, and he wasn't biting; he was just nibbling. It was the coolest thing.
Yeah.
So I fell in love with a goat named Socks.
So what you're saying is, Kimmy, you went to do a wee message to a neighbour, as we would say here. You were going to take the shirt round, and then you met a stranger called Socks, who was horny and put his head between your boobies. That's what you're telling. And then you played with the baby. But
Yeah.
really, it's all about horny socks. That's
Yeah.
where we're going with this. I like
Oh,
it. Carry on.
but it's the weirdest thing is I can still remember the feel of his horns in my hands because of the way they are, right? Because I keep telling everybody, you know, the devil, the way they make the devil look like this goat, but he's not the devil. He just
I'm with you. I understand. Get where you're coming from.
so. But oh, and then I was just I still get excited about seeing this animal because all of a sudden my Yorkie and my husband are in the car watching this animal with his head between my boobs, and my husband's going, "Oh, good Lord!" Like, because he's the last time I went there, I had to pet the turkeys. The turkeys came running up, and I'm going to Tasha, going, "What are they doing?" She goes, "I don't know." And I went, "Do I pet them?" She goes, "I don't know." So I had to pet, she had 3 turkeys. So I had to pet each turkey on the head. And then they ran off. So, like, this is why my husband yells out to Tash and he goes, "Well, it's Kimmy Doolittle. Like, she has a thing with animals. So I don't know what to do." So it's like,
Look, let's keep it real. Your husband is also sitting there going, "Ah, I've had my
yeah.
head in there as well, and you know, it's a good time. I can't blame him.
But
Be happy, son. Be happy. I've had many happy years."
but I've never seen my Yorkie be so quiet because there was like all these chickens running around too. So because they have 200 to 300 chickens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you know a chicken lays an egg every day? One egg.
Hmm. Well,
Did you?
I can do.
Okay.
I grew up on a farm, Kimmy, so that's where I have my own.
Oh, okay.
Um, no,
I did.
it's. But for the
I did
most part,
that.
you're correct. If they are happy, healthy, well fed, you know, and let me say, having conjugal visits,
Yeah.
then 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 said chicken will be very productive. Very productive.
Or reproductive.
I
Right?
never knew that. I never knew they laid an egg every day.
It was one of my jobs when from I was little, like we all had jobs to do before you went to school or anything. Um I had a wee bucket that was my little bucket. Nobody else was allowed to use this little bucket. And I
Ah,
used to go get up in the morning, you would get a little drink. Granny would start making my breakfast. I would go outside with my wee bucket, clamber in to the chicken house and to the duck house, pick up all the eggs, you know, and there's always a lot of poop and hay attached to it. It's just a thing.
yeah.
It's not, they don't come out all nice, shiny, lovely. Yeah, they're covered in poops. You put them in the wee bucket, bring them back in, and because you're little, you're made for the perfect height for getting into the little
Yeah.
door, right? Into the chicken coop or into the duck house. So that was one job. And then when I was about 7, you then progressed onto a whole different range of tasks. I used to have to go out and we had cows, we had pigs, we had all of the things. Um, I used to have to go and milk our cow that was for the house because we had our own milk as well as animals that we would sell at market, and milk the cow. So I had got a whole new bucket then. I had advanced onto a whole new bucket. And me and my little bucket and my little stool used to go out in the mornings, milk the cow, bring back the bucket, and that was my job every day before going to school. You see, if you did that to a kid now, you would be arrested. You would be sent to some sort of work program or penitentiary for abuse. But
My aunt,
yeah,
yeah, my auntie Pauline, they had a farm and stuff, and like I remember when they would slaughter the chickens, but my Baba and my Guido, when they would go and do it, they al- they always did this kind of ritual of saying before they even took the head off the chicken, like thank you for giving us your life
yep,
and whatever, and then after they did that, they would let it flop around and whatever, and then they would dunk it in the hot water. Well, there I was with an allergies of cats and feathers, and here I am picking out the feathers and
yeah.
like off the chicken as they hung it. And my mother would be just horrified, like, what is she doing? But it was, I was
That's one.
little,
Yeah.
I was little, and it was just, I just wanted to be involved in whatever they were
Yeah,
doing.
yeah, they're doing it. This seems like a thing. What's my part in the thing? I must have a job. Also, you don't understand the whole process, and it gives you a level of appreciation as a child when you can see the work that is put into the food becoming what it is, that it's not just a nip out to the local grocery store, get whatever you need and nip back. If only it was that simple. Somebody's got to do it. It doesn't just rock up there by itself in a nice little package.
Yeah,
It's
well,
got to get done.
yeah, that's where they also had when she would gather the milk and stuff, how Bubba would skim the top of the milk for the cream, and then
Yep,
take some of the cream and put it into the butter maker where she would it was the old plunger one where it was
yep,
where it would plunge it like this.
yep,
It was so cool being there, and then all the feathers were made for those great big pillows that would go over the beds that were called, I can't say it right, piranhas they called them, but they
yeah.
were,
We call them eiderdowns, but the same thing. Yeah, yeah,
we would pile them all in a corner and jump off somebody one of the dressers into them, and
yep,
all the feathers, and it was like that was the coolest thing after we did all our chores and stuff.
yeah,
But it was the country life and living like that. It was so amazing just to go there every couple of weeks. For 14 years in a row, we did that.
yeah. And just cut loose. Just
Yeah.
enjoy all of the things.
That's one of the weirdest things. I've always heard about it, but I've never seen a chicken running around with his head cut off.
Oh, it flops. It once it's cut off, it flops, and then it dies. And then they once it was done, they would take it by its feet and then dunk it in the hot water for a certain amount of time to loosen. I guess it would loosen the feathers, and we just plucked them off.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And we had to save the feathers so they could keep them.
Like,
Ah,
whenever you see meat hanging in the butchers, there's a reason why it's hung by its hind, whatever it is, whether it's hind hoofs or its feet, because you're trying to let. And this is but from somebody who was consequentially a vegetarian for a long time, because for as much as I'm a softie, I knew unless I could literally take that animal's life, I had no right to be eating it for me as a person.
yeah,
So that was the decision I made for myself. It was for nobody else. I've had to change that again because, life happens and things get a bit shitty,
yeah.
but I'm very grateful for the amount of work that is put into anything. There's just shit that we have these days that, for as much as we see terrible things, even the fact that we are able to talk to each other is an amazing thing.
Yeah.
But most of us are of an age where we can remember having to like book a phone call to be able to call international, or to be able to, where could spend
Oh,
yeah, that rotary phone that took you like 20 minutes to be able to dial up. You'd be like, I've got cramp in my finger at this point. Can we stop? And if you made a mistake, it was a tragedy. You had to start all over
all over
again.
again. When
Um,
Stella was talking about how they don't go out as much, you're almost like my husband and I, because he gets a check. Like, I don't receive anything for disability. When he gets his check at the end of the month, it's like we go and gather what we need to last us for that month. And if we are just by chance get to go out, like tomorrow we're going to go out for lunch, but we don't go out and drink because we know there's no way I'm paying $7 or $8 a beer, or like a cooler or whatever. Like, he gets his alcohol that he drinks, or his near beers or whatever. But for us now, it's I'd rather be with him, like you and Stella, than to be out in a bar with a bunch of people that I don't know what they're going to end up turning into after they have a couple of drinks.
Yep.
true. Considering the fact that both Stella and myself were married to alcoholics, yeah, we know the ugly side of that.
Yeah. Yeah. It kind of
Which,
turns you off a little bit. It just sort of makes you go, nah, it's okay. It's fine.
which reminds me, I wanted to show you guys something.
Lisa!
Okay.
Um, right, right
Sorry,
before,
but Lisa! Hello, Lisa! I love you. I love you. I love
right
you.
before we got sick, we received a little something from our dear Mama Aquahoma for little Valerie. So yeah, I gotta
While you
say
explain that, I'll be back in a second. I love you. Right.
a very big thank you to Mama Aquahoma for sending that, because she gave me and Stella the perfect ammunition to have little Valerie listen and do what she's supposed to do. Because whenever she's naughty, we just tell her we're going to send that back to Texas. So let me show you guys what was sent to little Valerie, which made us smile at the end of the day. Yeah, let me just get that and show on screen.
Oh, look at that.
She got a little ballerina outfit with the ballerina shoes and the tights and the tutu and the leotard thing.
Oh
So,
my
yeah,
God.
from that point, it was a situation of now you're gonna comb your hair every day, aren't you? You're going to listen to Mommy's right, because if you do not, we send that whole ballerina outfit back to Texas.
Oh, is that ever pretty?
Yeah, and she loves it. Man, does she love it. She
I'm
is
just,
in that thing every day.
yeah. She's going to have another one made for her in blue, or one of every color. I'm just going to,
So, yeah, that was just precious.
I got this little desky thing that I'm going to set up so I can put my legs out straight. Because, oh, I got myself cross-legged and they're going numb. Oh.
Well, I can feel you on that one, Miss Kimmy.
I bought it at Michael's. I went there and I
Ah,
went, oh, what's that thing? So I can do my crafty things in there. Oh, I'll show you. I've got the start of a chainmail necklace.
oh, Nice.
Oops, see.
Very nice.
And then it'll end up similar to this one. This is my lapis one I wore today.
Ah,
So,
beautiful.
but still, that's why when I was watching the House of the Dragon, they had all these necklaces they were wearing. I was going, "Oh my God, look at them!"
But I must say, you're looking well, Miss Kimmy. You're looking as if you're doing much, much better.
I think it's because I'm having fun, you know,
Yeah.
finding like-minded people that are like. She's funny. It's point out.
Yes. You see that is one thing. There have been quite a few occasions that I just wanted to quit YouTube altogether and just get off and be done with it. But the one thing that has always kept me here was the good people. The good ones outweigh the bad ones for
Yeah,
me. And I mean, the good ones, they became family to me and Stella. I mean, all of you guys became family to us. Um, a lot of folks, even folks on here, we don't really have family to speak of. Some of us still have mothers that are alive. Some of us still have fathers that are alive. Some of us still have brothers and sisters and all of the above. But um, we all have a different story. Some of us were abused, others were not. Some of us have no parents left. Some of us have no family. And some of us do. But at the end of the day, to me and to Stella specifically, you guys are our family. So how do you just turn around and walk away and leave your family behind? That's not something we can do. Specifically now that we finally found a family.
exactly. And that's why I try to tell my doctor is I don't have a relationship with my brother and sister like I wish I could
Yeah,
because I can't talk to my brother and sister like I can talk to you guys here without being told, "Oh no, that's not true."
mm,
Because if I talk to them about, "Well, this is how I felt when we were
yeah,
little," they'll tell me it's no, that's not true. And they still won't because my sister is in the middle of alcohol, and with her, my husband has told her it's not good for you to talk to your sister when she's drinking. She triggers you. So,
yeah,
needless to say, I don't talk to my sister because she's
yeah,
always drinking and she gets meat when she's drinking. So,
yeah,
so I don't talk to her. And with my brother, he has so many issues that he has to deal with that it's just easier not to talk to him.
yeah. So yeah, no, I can relate completely, Miss Kimmy. I can relate completely to what you're saying, and I do understand why um, your why you feel the way you do, and also why your doctor doesn't understand it because your doctor hasn't seen it unfold. I think if your doctor were to just look at one of your live streams, would be
That's
able to see.
yeah. I tried to tell him if you only saw what I do on channel, you would understand differently. But I said it's not like we're all talking about like our sexual abuse of what details happened to us. We're just saying this happened to us, and I'm alive. Whoopie doo.
Yeah. So you see, the thing is, at the end of the day, is I think we were all brought together for a reason.
Yeah,
So yeah, it would just be a complete and utter waste walking away from something so special.
Yeah. Well, that's why Pendar kept saying I got to go over and see Griffey more. So that's why when it was after I found out that I have to go get whatever Pendar sent me today, and then when I came in here because my husband was going for a nap, so I usually come in the bedroom because he
Yeah.
sleeps out on the couch rather than come in on the bed. So I came in here and I'm going, Griffey's on live. Ba-boom, ba-doom, ba-doom, ba-doom. Get there real fast. So, and every time I see you smile, you make me smile because you're always smiling.
Well, I do try. You see, the thing is, I'm Stella will be able to tell you I don't have a poker face with crap. So if I'm happy, you'll see I'm happy. Um, when I'm not happy, you'll clearly see I'm not happy. I'm not the type of person that's able to smile and just be happy when I'm not. So yeah, with me, that is the one thing I love about this platform specifically and the people here is the fact that I can be me.
Yeah.
It's you're free to be yourself without judgment from others, without any prejudice of any kind. So yeah,
Yeah. That's why I said to this one person lips in that other Stella's chat, like, if you don't like Nicolina and Nicolina's blocked you or somebody blocked you, you're not good for me then because
yeah,
these are my mods who are protecting me. Like I call them my bodyguard. And I had said at one point, Nicolina, for if she did that, she deserved two wrenches instead of one. So there, neener, neener, neener.
yeah. I mean, that is the one thing, Miss Kimmy. Never, please, never let anybody dictate to you who you should or should not allow a wrench in your own chat. That
Yeah,
chat is not there. So to lip saying that you need to de-wrench Nicolina because of this or that and the other, she's welcome to go and de-wrench Nicolina on her own damn channel.
Yeah,
yeah,
She is
that's
welcome.
her shit. That's
Yeah,
her shit, not yours.
yeah,
And there's so much of that. I mean, we all get guilty of it from time to time, but certain people don't know when to be quiet or zip their mouth. Like I have watched every Kimmy stream since you came back, Kimmy, but I don't chat in there very often, but that's my choice and it's not because of you. I just either am watching on catch up or to be honest, maybe there's somebody I don't like there and rather than say the wrong thing, I'm just gonna zip it. That's
yeah.
fine. I'm still there. I'm still enjoying what you're doing. But
See,
you're
some
that's
people don't know how to do that. They have to tell you how to behave, and that's when it gets stupid.
that's
yeah,
that's the difference. You're being an adult about it.
yeah. That's exactly because when I first came around the chat rooms, like that's where I was on one channel where it was I was telling Stella about it. This infamous truth teller, she was one of the ones that bullied me, and she says, I apologize to you, and I went, no, you haven't, because I'm still carrying it. So I said, now that you have apologized, now I don't feel so angry at her because I
Yeah,
could hear in her voice that she was upset and she was going to cry. So now the anger that I had against her, it's gone because she finally did say, I'm sorry. And until I finally heard that in here, it was still there.
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's why when Stella said somebody's being mean to you in my chat, she went, Lips, whoever you are, get out and don't talk to her like this. So that was for Stella was I think for her, it was empowering for her as well to say, no, this is my channel, and you're not going to talk to anybody else on my panel like this, which
Yeah.
is like, I like Stella.
So
I
do I.
don't,
So do I.
so, because she makes me laugh. After the last time when I told her what I'm going to do with my purse, she was crying and laughing at the same time. And when she told me she made the banana muffins and they turned out to be softball, she said, they didn't all like she said. It was like, oh, what did you do wrong? I can probably help you.
Stella's a good person, and she has had a lot of terrible things in her life as well.
Yeah,
Even people that I don't like, I can see the pain in those people.
yeah,
There there is though a very fine difference, and I'm not saying I can master it, but I try hard to do a lot of it where you can say your piece. You can say I don't like someone and then just leave it at that. You could have a little joke and just leave it at that. It doesn't mean you wish someone actual harm,
no, no,
but there are people who have to take it to the nth degree where they take it so far that it becomes a very nasty thing, and then other people with their own baggage get mixed up in the middle of that too, and suddenly we
Yeah,
have a war that is nothing to do with the person in the middle, but the
exactly.
person in the middle is going to get all the poop. And I see that happen with you, Kimmy, and Stella, and lots of other creators. It happens all the time. I've been on the
Yeah,
internet for a long time. I've been a mod for a long time. It happens all the time because people are people. We're all screwed up in our own ways. Some are just way more screwy than others. They're having a day, and you just have to go, okay, come back tomorrow. Today is
see,
not
yeah,
your day.
yeah, that's why I didn't like going to NA or AA meetings, because once I went there, it was like I didn't go to the bars anymore. I just got wrapped up in all these people that are screwed up just as much as I am, and forgot about what I was going there for, and then
Yeah,
absorbed their stuff. And then my husband's going like, you're going to the meetings just as much as when you were going out before or whatever you were doing. So that's where it's like, coming here is like going to a meeting for the day of, okay, I met some nut bars just like me and we're okay. I'm sane.
right. And
Just,
it's the same thing. It's still therapy. It's still
yeah,
group work. It's just done in a different way.
yeah,
yeah,
But the
yeah,
only caveat I give to anybody is have a couple of people that you trust, that you know have your best interests at heart. And those are the people that you share private information with.
yeah.
Everybody else will come and go and do their own thing, and you can love them and you can also let them go because we never know what's going on their side of things. But there are certain people who you should be able to trust that can come to you and go, right, you've messed this up. Stop that.
yeah,
Exactly.
It's easy to fall into the pitfall of the internet of people telling you, "Oh, you're doing great, you're doing amazing." But you really need somebody who loves you and goes, "This is a shitty thing to be doing.
yeah,
Stop it."
You know, that's where when I was on the panel that one night, Izzy Pop was calling Pendar and saying, Kimmy's crying on Stella's panel. And it was like, I wasn't crying, but my voice was shaky.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm still getting to the point where the medication is, it's not, I'm not tearing up. It's just my voice is a little bit emotional. But Izzy was was going, Kimmy's crying on Stella's panel. Oh my God, is she all right?
Yeah.
So I got
It's
those
easy
two
for it's easy
bodyguards.
for the message to get lost in translation because people care or they're trying to get help or they're trying to raise an alarm in some way, and the message of the actual thing always gets a little bit lost. So that's why it does take you to have those key people to be around you to be able to go, actually, yeah, her voice was shaky, but she was really pissed off and she has a good reason to be pissed off. Or she was really tired because she hasn't slept in 2 days. Shit happens.
Yeah.
Move along. It doesn't always mean that there's some crisis. And equally well, we can disagree with people, say, I don't effing like you, and just
Yeah.
go on. Just move along.
So we finally have Pendar in the chat.
Oh, really?
She
Okay.
tell Kimmy I sent her an email because they are trying to deliver the package I sent her.
Tell Pendar that I'm picking it up tomorrow. They
Pendar,
called.
she's picking it up tomorrow.
They called here today and said, "Where's your address? We'll deliver it Friday." And I thought, well, I'm going in town tomorrow, so I called them back, going, "I'm coming in town tomorrow. Can I come and get it?" So they said, "Okay." So,
No,
okay, Pendar. How come, Pendar? Can you come up too? Say hi. Or no, she's working right now.
she's at work, I think, love, because I was just about to say that for Pendar to come up, but she says she's at work.
Oh yeah.
Um,
So see,
you
we're
know when
both.
I was talking about people who have your back, and those significant people that care about you, that deeply care, I can see that as much as I don't know you very well, Kimmy, or Pandar, or anybody else on the internet, because that's a thing. You only know what you see, right?
Yeah.
I can see that Pandar has a deep love for you as a human being. And that is a very rare thing.
Yeah.
So when I was saying, I'm not trying to, well, I am. I'm basically saying that she is one of those people that has got your back. That
Griffey,
I see that. I see that all the time.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
just figured out something. Where
Yeah.
the chat, I just pushed a button. Now I can see the chat.
Awesome. Okay, it won't allow you to chat in the chat there. To be able to type in the chat, you'll have to open up a new tab on
Oh,
YouTube, on the actual YouTube live, and just mute it. And then
okay.
you'll be able to type chat there. But this
Okay.
one will allow you to see the chat. So you'll be able to answer them.
Yeah, well, now I can see it. Now
Yeah.
I seen what you said there was an up there because it was lit up, and I went, "Oh, what's that button? Let's just
Well,
push it."
well, Pendor, let me just say I agree completely with what we said because it is true. I mean, you have had Kimmy's back front and center
Yep.
from the jump.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Never once wavering in any way, shape, or form. So,
Never. And I see a lot of shit. I see people, including myself, talking a lot of shit in a lot of different places where they think they're not being seen by somebody else. But Pandar really is just the same as I can say that Griffey and Stella are with me. Um, I can see that with Pandar for Kimmy. There's very few people that are always the same way, who will always stand up and say, yeah, maybe this isn't a great opinion for most, but this is the truth of the situation in all its messy glory. There are complicated, shitty things going on, but
Yeah.
we have to get past it. And Pendar, I see, is definitely one of those girls that has got your back.
yeah.
So
It,
that's it.
But it's
So,
like we're like parallel twins. It's like every time she puts something up in her community page, I go, that dog was my dog. So all
Oh,
she has to do is like it's so close to my Sonia that my to show my husband, I said, who does that look like? And he goes, Sonia. I said, this is somebody else's chow dog that Pendard made a picture of. Like
well,
she's such an amazing painter.
yeah.
there I will ask both of you girls a favor to share my page on your community channels because I want a community tab too.
Oh, please, ladies, Pendar, Kimmy, pimp Griffey out like you're the MF and PIMP, because I keep trying, and unfortunately people are crazy, so I'm like, I don't want to bring literally crazy people over here. We're kind of nice, we're funny, we're cheeky, we're opinionated, but we're not nasty fuckers. So,
Okay.
but yeah, pimp her out, Kimmy. It would literally make her weak. Even
So,
How
just
so,
how do
Griffey.
so
I
technically, we are not Bob and Lori.
how how do I share it on my page? Do I just
Well, you, me, and Pendar will get together and then we'll teach you all the things that you need to know.
okay?
Yeah,
Okay, thank
yeah,
Oh,
you.
yeah, that reminds me, Pendar. I did tell Kimmy that I did send you an email saying that I want to help to teach Kimmy all the things that she would like to know regarding YouTube and how to do all the things on her channel. And then I got struck down with the big C, and
yeah.
so did
It
Stella,
was
which
very
is
rude, very inconvenient, and quite
Very good.
frankly, she turned me into a stalker at the same time. But Griffey is definitely your girl when it comes to all this technical stuff. She is your girl. She has patience for days, and she will
I'm
literally go, "You see this button?" And
yeah.
I'm like, "No, I see no button. There is no button. No button exists. I have never seen a button. I don't even know what a button is." And she'd be like, "Look for the button." And I'm like, "I don't know what a button is. Where is it?"
then
And I
Griffey will go.
and I
Yeah.
and I I just proved you right because she said on the chat, there's a chat thing up there that says where you can see the stream. And there it is now. I can see Pindar. Oh, that stupid C. It's such a C.
Yep. Yep. In all the senses of the word. All of it. All of it.
How quickly I'm learning, Pendar. How woohoo! Wait till I get my dragon first.
Yeah, we heard all about that dragon. We're looking forward to seeing that.
Oh, wait till you see it. Pendar, I ordered it the other day when you gave me the link. My husband went out there with his credit card. Chick chick bang.
Awesome.
No.
Wait,
No.
have
If
you
you don't know me, I've got your button, and Griffey taught me what to do with it. So just be warned. That's all I'm saying. I've been very frustrated in this closet. You just be warned, love. Be warned.
You see, um, we needed to know what to do with the button, and I showed her what to do with the button.
yeah,
Yeah. Handy
yeah.
dandy little diagrams. There were arrows. It was very strategic. There was a full explanation, a full demonstration. Almost an exam at the end of it. But at the end, I have completed my knowledge of the button, and
Yeah.
I know all the possibilities. Just saying.
Now she is a master at button pushing.
Right?
Well, that reminds me of Pendar had me in. I was on the phone with her one time. Okay, this is how much we talk. I'm on the phone with her, and she's trying to get me to go into my settings or into my page, and she says, look for, I might have to ask her, what was I looking for, Pender? Meetings or something, that things that you're being tagged in? What wasn't I being tagged by
Mention.
Lori? Pardon?
Men, you're talking about the mentions tab.
Yeah, that's it. Well,
Yeah.
Lori had mentioned something about 4 days earlier. So I told Pender what she said, and I'm going, I'm not even going to address what she mentioned. Yes, see, there she goes. Yes, the mentions. I
Yeah.
said, I'm not even going to address what she said because she's stupid, anyways. Like, stop mentioning me. Like, really? How about get up and go for a walk around your apartment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or, brush your hair or something. You can do any of the useful things.
Yeah.
Some
Just
people
a
will
chat.
always try to get your attention for one reason or another, but there comes a point where you realize that certain people, either for whatever reason of their own, you cannot communicate with in a positive fashion. And that's not because you're the problem, it's because they have their own situation going on.
Yeah.
So it's easy, you have to just go, okay, at this point in life, you just have to do your thing over there. I'm going to carry on doing my thing.
Yeah, but you know why? It's because our birth dates are the same day, and Lori's not going to make it to 61.
It's very true.
You said
Because,
previously worked.
right. And she, that's it, because I was like 240 pounds at one time. And I was actually bigger than that at one time. So if she doesn't start getting and moving around, even even a little bit now, like she may be using her mouth right now, but that's not going to get her by losing weight.
Yeah.
So,
And it's not even the weight part. That I don't even see that as an issue. And that comes from somebody who's been a nurse for over 20 years and as a now chubby person because of the, again, medication. It does its
yeah,
own thing.
Yeah.
I can't get out and about. I just have to think about a tiny sandwich and I might as well have stuck it to my head or my hips. It's
yeah,
just a situation. Does it stop me from eating? Unfortunately not.
So,
yeah,
But life is short. And some people forget how to do the things that make them happy. And
yeah,
whether we all have things that make us pissed off or things that we have an opinion on, but some people choose to wallow
yeah,
in the situation like a hippopotamus in a mud pile. They
yeah.
get right in there and they don't want to come out. And that's not a weight joke again from a cuddly person. It's not that. It's more to do with a state of mind. You either accept that, yeah, not only do you have your problems, but so does everybody else. Everybody.
yes,
True.
yeah. Oh,
So you
because I
either
know, like,
choose to move on or you stay stuck.
because when I went in the hospital, I was 150, but I hadn't eaten for, like, it had to be about 6 weeks because I kept getting sick. But
Yeah.
once I got out of there, my first needle, when I went and got my first needle, I was at 169. So I gained 20 pounds. 20 pounds? Yeah, 20 pounds within this, well, 6 weeks after getting out of the hospital.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
because they every time you turned around, they were feeding you food up at this morning, lunch, dinner, and then they brought down this cart around, this snacky cart at night. So here I am going, okay, I want 2 chocolate milks. I want two. I want 2 rice puddings. I want 2 chocolate puddings. I want two, 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 two. Because hey, I don't get this two, two, two at home.
Right?
So I was like being a little piggy monster there, going, I want that. Nummy, nummy, nummy.
And our bodies are very simple. You don't expect your car to run without gas.
Yeah.
It's not possible. So it is a very natural byproduct of whether it's medication or treatment in general. When you're in poor health, you can either gain a lot of weight or lose a lot of weight. And then whenever you're getting things back to a balanced level, hopefully, that
Yeah.
you start to swing the opposite direction. And then you find your comfortable part, whatever is good for you. It's nobody else's effing business. Doesn't matter whether you're chubby, whether you're on the tiny side. Nobody else is living in your shoes. Nobody else wipes your ass. Nobody else feeds it. You do you. That is
That,
it.
yeah. That's why I like where I am now. I'm chubby now. I'm not as big as I was, but I'm chubby, but I'm content now. And that's the big thing, is to be able to go in and be content and say, I'm nutty and that's okay. Like, I'm alive. Like, good Lord, love a duck.
Yeah. I love it when you say that. Good Lord, love a duck. It always makes me
I
laugh.
said that earlier. Earlier, I said, you know what? One of my favorite things that gets me giggling every time when Kimmy says, "Good Lord, love a duck." I'm
Right?
like, "Cool."
I
Right?
don't I don't know who taught me that from though. I got to figure that out. I think it was every time I was probably my mother probably put a dress on me when I was a kid. Good Lord, love a duck. She's rolling it up because I'm a fidgeter. So every time I would start talking, I would have my dress rolled up to my neck here, right?
Yeah.
And talking to someone. I'd roll it down and then I'd roll it up. And I remember being in the hospital with my auntie who had just had a baby, and my mother's going, or my auntie's going, Mary Lou? And she goes, yes. You don't put dresses on her anymore because she's flashing,
No.
because they're rolling it up and rolling it down, like talking to my auntie. I'm going to go see the baby now.
No, because you were all full of energy. You just had to be able to. It's funny how some people are hair twirlers. Some people have. We all have our ticks, our little behaviors. You
And
My,
know.
yeah, and then you have my little girl that sits every day flicking her teeth
With
and
a
coming
hammer.
out with, "Guess what, Mom? Another one came out."
oh,
Look, I love her. She has realized that the tooth fairy is a lucrative gig. She's going to be a YouTuber in her future days. Just, making that money.
but
I gotta say, I had her confuckled the other day because she came to me with this little tooth thing, which was part tooth and part broken off already, because she had this affinity for falling on her mouth, right?
oh,
So
Whoops.
she comes to
Whoops.
me with this little half a tooth that she got out. And she's like, "Mom, I can give this one to the tooth fairy, right?" So I said to her, "I don't know. I got to email him first and find out." Back to me the next day. She says, "Mom, did you email the tooth fairy? What did the tooth fairy say?" I said, "No, the tooth fairy said he's not paying you for that tooth. So he's waiting for the next one to come out. And then he'll pay you for both teeth as one tooth, considering the next one would probably be a broken one as well."
Yep.
So, yeah. She was like,
Yep.
"Huh? Okay."
ready to check another one out.
Hey there, Miss Suzanne Sutherland. Long, long time no see. We missed you.
Hello, Suzanne.
Well, I
So,
should let you go and get down off here, and I think I have to go
well,
make dinner.
well, I pretty much have to get down here too because it's 11:05 p.m. and we're sort of like feeling it because
Yeah.
the big C has not left us yet. We're still in the process of pushing it out the door with the help of our dear Wee. She's getting out the closet every now and again to just help us push the big C out the door.
Yeah. To put my tiny furry feet up the big C's behind to go get the F out of here. That's how that works.
Yes. But
Well,
we will be back on our regular schedule. We're feeling up to it now. We won't be slipping out. So yeah,
oh,
we'll be back again on Sunday.
alrighty, I'll see. Yeah, maybe when I have. It seems like I can only do my lives on Sunday because that's when I'm upside right.
Well, Miss Jenny, I'll be around a lot more often with the if they leave the power on and don't continuously switch our power off the way they're doing now. Whenever we're online and I see that you're online, I'll definitely hop into your live stream and help you with stuff.
Yeah, and Pendar will teach me how to share your page.
Yeah.
Woo!
And I'll teach you how to share my page.
Pimp
Hey there,
Griffey out!
everybody.
Pimp Griffey out!
Yeah, please pimp me. Pimp the
Yeah,
Griffey.
yeah. And when
Just
you're
don't.
done after this, make sure you bite Stella.
Yes. And I need to take a picture of me biting Stella's ass and sending it to Kimmy.
Probably got a little wee one too, the brat.
Right?
Right. Okay, I'll
Yeah.
get off here and say
But
night.
yeah, love you, ladies. And
Love
thank you
you.
for joining us on panel. It was awesome.
Love you, everybody.
Love you
Oh,
guys. Bye.
love it. Bye.